and we're just gonna start recording the show, and we're gonna go from here.
Hi, everybody.
We're not gonna talk about Twitter trends because they're awful, and we're gonna go into it. We're playing GenSekai. I'm happy to be here.
Wait, Twitter trends? Hold on.
I'm not even gonna do the patron read. I'll do that in post. We're going.
Hi,
you guys are in a deep dark hole.
Right. Where's that map?
Yep.
Do you need that again? Because I can do that.
Because we were to clean it up before we left.
Well, yeah, we have to do the one room.
And then maybe the.
I mean, honestly, since you defeated the boss, I'm not too asked about being in the nitty-gritty about that. There's not a lot of challenge. I can simplify that one down if you guys are insistent on going back to that room.
I would like to go back to that room, yes.
Because it's not a huge deal, but we can fire off through.
I am neutral on it, so you guys do what you want.
I'll let you guys do it as long as I'm someplace dry.
Yeah, the
basically,
goal was...
you guys would... You got to go all the way back to the front anyway to get out.
Yeah.
So, basically, going back around to that that one junction and that sluice gate, it's pretty easy. I think you're just gonna have Mortis, go in there.
Mm-hmm.
And check it out. So basically what happens is there's two sluice gates. You unlock them so they can move. How high do you want to open the one into the jar room? And then how much do you want to open the one that goes into the room that sounds like it's full of water? Like, are you just gonna open both of them full bore and let the two chambers balance out? Are you gonna try and
I have a question. I have a question, Omega.
Yeah, go for it.
Is there a way that I can cast useless spells basically until I hit a flicker step?
You have the iron boots now.
I mean, you can attempt to cast a utility spell to get a light or something to just try and hit your flicker step, but I mean, I don't think you can teleport somewhere you can't see that way.
I believe I can. It does not specify I have to see it. It's just within a range.
Okay, then I'm gonna start rolling percentiles to see if you're splinching yourself, if you're cutting off body parts and solid walls.
Let me make sure. I want to.
Listen, Dallas, you don't need to breathe, and you've got iron boots. Open the fucking gate.
Okay,
we're just gonna go.
They're gonna stand outside of the room behind another iron grate. So I just want to know how much water you want to splash yourself in the face.
I don't care. I just open it full
Okay,
the way.
so he just goes full bore. So the jars are all smashed and broken up by the flood of water, but chamber that's marked number 4 on my map is about as tall as number 3. It's a similarly big, tall room. So when you basically open up both of those gates to full, they kind of even out. Let me double check how high I said those were. Yeah, so they're slightly vaulted. So if you open up both sluice gates to full, it's probably at about, well, for Mortis, probably chest high. For the rest of you, maybe neck high. Ryahn might have to stand up on his tippy toes, kind of a thing. If you were all in here, but you've evened it out. You're wearing your iron boots, so you don't need to get pushed. You don't need to worry about the fact that. Yes, it does appear that in the second chamber, somebody has set up some pressure-sensitive spike traps.
Oh, Jesus.
As kind of like a theft deterrence measure, but you're wearing your iron boots and it's mostly underwater, so it's fine.
Blah, blah, motherfucker.
If you proceed all the way down that line, there's basically a small, and it's a little cramped, there's a small culvert or aqueduct that kind of runs slightly uphill, and if you go through there, you end up in a rough-hewn cylindrical chamber, which basically looks like it's a spring or something that's at the bottom of a well. You can see a tiny little aperture above in the ceiling. There's some ropes, and there's maybe some buckets and stuff that people have lost down here, and it just goes up to street level. If one of you guys is carrying a rope and has a good throwing arm, you can exit the dungeon this way. So that means you'd have to get through all the water tubes. And if Mortis cares about such things, there is a number of gold in here.
I do care about gold.
So they're basically, people have thrown coins into the well over the years that are just kind of piled up down here. If you want to take a couple of minutes to just scoop that up in a sack.
Sure.
Okay. No, it's above average. Okay. There's 338 gold points.
Nice.
Okay.
Just collecting.
And that's it, basically.
Collecting
Did I do
people's
it
wishes.
before?
Reminds me of the scene from the Goonies.
Down here, this is our time. And that's basically it. It's another place where you guys could exit the dungeon if you want and get a little extra cash. Technically, you could drink the cool, refreshing spring water to get +2 strain recovered, but again, it's after the dungeon. You don't need that anymore. So, I'll ask you guys. Do you guys just want to hoof it all the way back to the front end and crawl out the sewer grate, or does one of you have a rope and want to, do you guys want to ascend out the well into the stream?
I will ascend out of the well because that shit's hilarious.
I guess
Do
we're
you have a rope on you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's one of the only things I
make
kept for
me
my starting
an
pack.
Average athletics check.
Oh, I was like, please don't be acrobatics. Please don't be acrobatics.
No, it's not coordination. It's athletics to throw and climb.
Yes, I can do that.
What are the rest of you doing?
I was doing math.
I will be refusing any part of the 300 wishing well gold, though. It's not my thing.
Okay, take a couple strain, Mortis. Fitting yourself in full plate through a well. Little rough, little scrapey. You maybe pinch some things. But you do pop out somewhere in like the upper beachfront or garment district out of a well, and there are just people minding their own business. It's like midday now, actually probably like early afternoon technically. They're just minding their own business, and just an armored boy pops out of the well and is just like, hello, and they're just like, lots of walla walla.
Ugh.
With your triumph, there's probably some clapping and cheering as well. Yeah, do not go down there. So yeah, you guys
Don't do that.
can return and refresh as you will. I assume, given you've just been in, while it was not a sewer, given that you've just been, traipsing through water at various levels and fought a gross plague demon that was made of a demon alligator.
I'm getting a shower.
Yeah, no, we're gonna hit
bath
some.
time.
We're
baths,
gonna
yeah.
clean up.
I need like a shower in holy water,
That can be
assuming I won't melt.
Also, make sure my clothes get laundered.
Yeah. No, so you guys can easily accomplish that at your inn you're staying at or anywhere else. Worst comes to worst, if you don't mind being a little salty, you can just walk into the ocean. It's right there.
I'm just gonna let go of that room.
I forget. Does what city are we in right now? Venetus? I forgot.
Venetus.
Venetus.
Venetus. Do we have bathhouses here?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with bathhouse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slow cook this pork.
Mortis will probably
to
actually
remind everybody,
join
the
you.
whole city is basically on like a coastal mountain slope going down to a beautiful ocean cove. So there's you guys were just in the water system where basically water runs from the top of the mountain to the ocean, and so they have lots of water here. Yes, there would be public baths and heated bathhouses and stuff.
Mortis thinks
wash yourself off and launder.
That Porter has the best idea.
Yeah.
Listen,
So yeah, just go to a nice hot warm bath.
I mean, chopping carrots.
It's like when I say simmer and stew, I didn't mean that literally,
Ruth is going to excuse herself back to her group to go give them the charts and also come back with your money.
Woo.
Let me double check.
Alright.
How much cash were you offered by the Heavenly Maiden?
I have no
It
idea.
was standard
Standard
rate,
rate,
I
yeah.
believe. So I think it was 3,000 for everybody, or was it 2,000?
Yeah, I think it's a flat 3K
Okay.
for a dungeoneering job.
Yeah, so it's $750 each.
Sick.
Nice.
And if you don't want to take that, that means.
Axe did it earlier. It should be 113 for 2.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll a dice to see who I'm gonna give the 112 to.
I
Because
was
this
gonna
money is in
double-check.
my possession. Odds, Axe, even Aren. Well, Axe, you're getting 112. I rolled a
I feel like Leona
d12.
would just take a coin
Yep.
from you, but hey. No, we'll get there.
Well, you could if you guys want to start that train, but also please don't.
Nah.
But yeah, so you know,
Yeah,
you guys,
no, I don't. Please don't steal
moving
from my
on.
character. I don't want to have to actually punch you.
What?
we wash up and stuff, and you guys can get your pay through the power of magic. Ruth just magically cleans herself. with
Holy shit, I
prestidigitation.
have a lot of money.
Good time.
Actually, I have to double check. Gloria's Grand War Paint.
I also kind of feel like I'm just like Porter. You got a bag of Demon Gator bones. Like,
Yeah.
Do you get these cleaned at the sauna with you? Like, send them back to the hotel?
Well, I'm.
Oh, I'm putting. Yeah,
I'm
putting my bones in the hotel room.
Okay.
Well, I'm probably not going to
Technically
take
in
them
the
to the
cart.
sauna. That's probably in poor taste, as the locals say.
Yeah.
But and I don't want to. I'll probably clean them up. Actually, can I use the vine for this? Can I just like?
Yeah, I mean, you have access to utility spells.
Yeah.
Cleanse.
Yeah, I'll just spend 2 strain and I'm gonna do just an easy.
Yep, just do an easy roll. Scrubbing
roll.
bubbles.
Yeah, just. What was there in D&D? Wasn't there a fucking D&D spell that lets you just literally clean a skeleton? What the fuck was that called? It wasn't Gentle
Don't know.
Repose. It wasn't Gentle Repose. That one preserves a corpse.
Scour.
I want to say Scour. Scour.
Yeah, I think there is a scouring spell. Just like how you can use prestidigitation to do like 5 minor things.
Roll.
We remember how dice work. It's been 2 weeks, Chad.
It is scoured.
Actually,
Yeah.
That wasn't a lot of success.
I don't need a lot.
Well,
I
it's
just need
an easy check and it came up blank. So easy checks are easy, hard checks are hard.
2. I'll heal the
Words of
2
wisdom.
I had before, and then yeah. So now I have some clean bones. Oh, something I wanted to ask Omega. I haven't actually decided I actually totally forgot about this, but seeing the lovely Porq lady, I forgot. I'm not wearing my fucking clan paint, and I was looking at it. Can I pick any skill for it?
Let me double check. I think it says non-combat skill.
Um,
Let me see artifacts.
I just had this open. Where'd it go?
Glorious King Warpaint. Choose any non-combat and non-magic skill.
Okay, that's what it was. All right.
So general and social skills are allowed.
General and social skills.
I mean, cooking, maybe?
That'd
You could do
be
survival. I guess technically knowledge skills are also in that list. I didn't say they aren't, and now it's a little weird, but maybe it gets you psyched up.
knowledge rules would probably be the best, or knowledge geography, or survival, or charm. I don't know. I have decisions to make now. Ah.
Yep.
I'll figure it out in a minute.
It's just whatever is whatever you say the clan Strongheart paint is. That's it for everybody. They all
That's the
their
thing.
thing.
That's the thing. This is like a world question now. This is like what strong hearts get a bonus to. So I'm just like,
Endurance?
the what?
It could be
Endurance?
resilience or athletics.
I want to say survival. The strong hearts are basically they're foresters. Right? They're more like park rangers. That's what they are. They live. They're good at hunting and gathering in the forest and take on jobs protecting their forest from raiders and stuff, which is why the Middlelands allow them to do some slight raiding and slaving on the side because they act as a bulwark.
The Stormdrummer paint gives Jessica Stormdrummer a boost on discipline checks. So
we are a pretty disciplined lot, but I don't like overlapping.
Stormdrummer's disciplined because that's their. They were I should specify they were a boat-based clan who hunted the Shade Sea for horrible awful monsters.
Yeah, you don't just wing it doing that kind of shit.
They were a basically imagine that they were like a hub village in a monster hunter game. Like that was their thing.
Wild. No, I'll go with survival.
Okay.
Let's do with some dark greens and some browns, and we'll make some arboreal patterns. All right. Well, I'm gonna actually put that on my shopping list to pick up. So, are we in shopping time right now, or are we advancing? Are we advancing plot?
Whatever you guys want to do.
I would do. Get
If
money.
you guys,
or what
by
do
the
you
time
make?
you guys probably get out of the relaxing bath, it's probably like mid to late afternoon. But Ruth will come back with like your share of the gold, and just remind you that they've got a guy following a lead on something else they need back at the Adventurers Guild. She tells you specifically to look for what was that name? Arnulf von Blackfeather.
Blackfeather.
Some of you would recognize that is a Neff style name.
Yes.
Ah. Well, the Vaughn helps, but okay. So let me pay gold for my bath and sauna. Let's see here. So
But
I
yes,
want
if you guys want to shop or anything,
Oh, I do need to shop because I need to pick up some powdered aetherite.
I have like one thing I want to get, but I need to see if I can get these mages to.
I have
You
so
bartering
much
for me.
fucking money.
Why?
I have no idea what to spend it on.
Well,
like
you
to
don't
wear
technically
glorious war paint.
have your you don't have your alchemical wings yet. You could go check back at that guy.
Oh yeah, I wanted to check if they had that spec yet. I wanted my fire wings.
Glorious.
I know what Leona wants to buy, but she probably
Yeah,
needs to.
it's this, but it's 2006. It's /6 in
You
this
should.
city.
Axe, you're missing the part I'm saying. You should probably in character ascribe to Ryahn what you're looking for. You can't just be like, I need these darned mages to help me out. With what? What do you want from him? I know because we talked about it out of character,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
they don't
crap.
know in character.
Also, I don't even know if Ruth has negotiations. So, but anyway, what are you looking for, Leona?
Why am I getting hit by anxiety right now? What is wrong with me?
It's
Breathe,
okay.
my dude,
You know what
breathe.
it is. It's fine. Just say the name.
Is it
Sorry, I
something
shouldn't laugh.
that
It's okay.
I've already looked for you for in other locations?
No, clearly what Leona wants is a booty call.
I can do that myself.
Is
You said that, but
Okay,
I had to take you for your first time.
so do we need a wise man or a short man? What are we doing?
I'm trying to find a basically seen as like a fancy custom sword from back home, and
So a katana.
We can.
something a bit more than that. It's a bit more special. They're fire katanas.
Well, I'm sure they have
Morganas.
number of stores that probably have exotic wares, so you can check down by the
There's a
docks.
very
and-
very large shopping district here, and
Yeah.
I
just
think
know
it's
I
the Market
can't-
Street.
Knowing myself, I doubt I could barter my way out of not being scammed.
Well, if it's that rare, it's more the prospect of do they even have any?
Yeah. You have more
By
luck
the
of
way, I've
finding
double
things.
checked all of them. This may be why they got in trouble. None of the ladies on the Heavenly Maiden crew have negotiation. They have a fuck ton of leadership between the four of them, but
That
That
sounds
makes
like a too many Chiefs problem.
tracks. That tracks.
Let me.
well, as I said before, Captain Petra, who is probably arguably their leader because she's the captain of their ship, is she is technically a rogue. She's she's probably a scoundrel, like a face rogue equivalent, but I think the best way to put it is she spent the first two specializations of her life in like shit like crafter and noble.
I mean, they're productive.
The being a down and dirty adventurer, dual wielding pistols is a new thing for her.
Understandable.
That's what I can work for. All right. Well, I need to check the rarity on
Our difficulty?
Aetherite, specifically the dust version.
It's 7.
Is it?
I think so.
I think the dust might go down one or
Oh,
two. mils. Let me
dust
check.
might go down,
Yeah,
but
dust
Also,
yeah.
go.
Yes, Aetherite is the same cost for rarity 5. It does go down by 2. So
And before you roll, I will
no.
say, yep, go.
No, I'll type it. I'll type it.
I was just gonna say I only knew that lucky because it's right next to alchemical wings.
What were you about to say, X?
I'm going to say that Leona will try to help you, so at least get a boost, and
you can offer unskilled assistance. Yes, you
Yeah.
know what to discern.
then I guess spend a point, honestly, because it's like this is to save me so much headache.
But it won't save your wallet.
No, but I have the money for it. It's better than having to buy 2 different mods. Just upgrade one thing to be semi-comparable, and then also have to get someone to put the mods on.
No, it's fair. You're thinking thoughts.
Use story point.
Honk.
See, it's
Are we -1 for market?
Two.
Let me double check. It's 1 or 2.
-2.
Oh damn.
No, it's,
have it
it's
open right
-2. This is the trade
Yeah.
city.
Okay.
It's a big city. It's a lovely market.
All right. So 1 success, 2 advantages.
It's like straight
Alright,
price,
yeah.
and I guess something else there.
Yeah.
Honk, honk.
Did you buy your Wu Dao in this city, Leona, or is
No, it
that
was
in
separate.
Superbia?
It was Superbia.
Okay. So yeah, that's probably why you have to make a new roll, because you got to find a new merchant who deals in imported goods. And yes, you find probably not a blacksmith, but an importer. Probably a little upscale, because it's still 2K. This is a very like rare exotic sword. Probably Ryahn, when you go in, the merchant behind the counter tries to be like, "Yes, sir, this is a distinguished customer. Yes, this is a very excellent." And Leona's just like, "Yeah. I know what it does. I know this sword." But he does have one in stock. If there were,
Is there anything that's like good for quick repairing it? Because it's a sword that you'll probably break on occasion on purpose.
I believe repairs cost money. That's percentage to the weapon, right? When you if you're trying to repair an item.
Or I
Let me
guess
double check.
when it's damaged some steps, it purposely gets better. So it's a thing of you purposely damage it sometimes.
Well, yeah. There's for people who don't know, because X did talk about it a little also, but the fluff-wise, the Kurogane has dragon dust, which is like black powder worked into it. So it's an explosive sword. Literally, if you break it all the way, it blows up.
Yeah, but if you damage it one, it's on fire and it's extra dangerous. Fun.
But it's
I
black,
also
so
think-
it's cool.
I also think it's cool if like I'm not doing anything, so I'm just gonna slam it against this rock to damage it a bit, so it's on fire.
Yeah, you can absolutely. I mean, like you've got a damaged sword, but hey, it looks cool.
Well,
But
if you do that, it's gonna give you a black.
Yeah, but burn 2 and vicious 2 as well.
it's a trade-off thing.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just waiting for that moment where Axe has to roll that black and he starts freaking out because all of a sudden he has negative dice on his roll.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
opening
what
the
are
core
negative
rules. That's what
dice?
I'm doing. Because I'm gonna double check if there's a cost. Because technically it's Ryon's check, so if he cares about that. But I suspect that he doesn't really want much out of this guy.
Yeah, if I can get some like whetstones,
Unless
but I don't
do
think it'll do
you
anything.
wanna? Like I said, is there any small imported items, like something in like the Longu or the Jin stat block or something else that's like out there that you would want from a weird
Ryan
merchant
will
like this?
just get maybe a sample of the metal that blade's made out of to study.
What, you don't want any
Yeah,
fireworks? What?
Oh yeah, black steel.
Yeah, he probably got, you ask him like, "Hey, do you have any examples?" And he's like, "Well, I've got a few." He can slide you a
long.
little ingot of this
Yeah.
this material, yeah.
You don't want to get a secret arrow? What?
I think that's cool.
I mean, Leona might want some secret arrows, but like I said, it's technically it's Ryon's check, so I give him first dibs on the advantage. This is the thing that happens when you rely on others to buy things for you, is technically they get first crack. Equipment, item maintenance.
Yeah, the blade is curious.
Costs. Oh, percentage of the base cost. 25 if it's minor, 50 if it's moderate. So I will say that he can provide you, if that is what Ryahn wants to do, with up to 50% of the materials for a repair. So either 2 minor repairs or 1 moderate repair, basically, to the weapon. And that can be in the form of like getting you extra ingots of the black steel. So also
Can I
Ryahn
mark
can
that down for
study them,
myself?
if that's what we're okay going with.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
All right. Yep. Speaking of which, by the way, don't forget, Ryahn, you have a busted ass stick.
Busted ass.
I do.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna go mark down the 2,000 off that, and
Yep.
How much is that going to be to
I gotta look up that
repair?
blanket security.
Whatever 50% of a normal staff is.
It's actually really cheap. It's only $250, and
It's unfortunately not a normal staff.
Oh.
It is made out of a material, so.
Ah, okay.
But I still don't think it's that much.
Probably not, because I don't think you guys have been able to afford any of the really crazy materials yet.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna You're gonna just pay like direct price for the blanket
400.
of security, I guess. It's like 250/4, so it'll be 2 here.
What are you trying to pick up?
Well, I'm asking if I'm willing to pay market prices. Is it okay if I just if I can find aetherite dust, the blanket security materials to make glorious war paint here?
Your war point definitely. The dust and the blanket are technically magical items. Somebody should probably roll for those. You do get a decrease on it, obviously, but you guys have not. Well, actually, I don't know.
2 here.
I guess here's a good role playing question for you, Porter. You know that Mortis found a guy to sell him alchemical wings somewhere that are apparently back in stock. Do you want to follow Mortis to that same shop and see if he's got those things you need?
Yeah.
Because okay, yeah. In that case, yeah. That guy's an artificer. I don't know why I'm imagining every merchant in this game currently is some bald guy with a goatee and little pince-nez glasses. I'll have to change
I'm
that
imagining
now.
this dude's a robot. But that's just because you said he was an artificer.
I miss my
Other
Warforged
kind.
artificer.
You know, he's got some stuff. But yeah, in that case, yes, he can. Aetherite dust is not that hard to come by. It's here it is a total of rarity 3, so
Yeah.
it's a fairly common good for you to pick up a bag or two and pick up your pigments for the paint.
I'm gonna make the paint.
Yeah. And if you wish a blanket of security, that's what did we say that rarity was with the minuses?
I think
It's 2.
Yeah.
2? Yeah. Okay. No, that's a pretty standard one. Yeah, you can find a guy who's got those.
Okay. Cool.
If I just
What
buy one of
color
those
is
two?
your security of blanket? He's got a rack.
They're dark purple.
I mean, I do like a rich purple.
Yeah. There's probably like a purple color. There's a pale red.
Or navy
There's
blue.
grays and stuff. Yeah.
Look at this green though. It's very vibrant indeed.
It is.
Leona, what do you think? Do you think I'm more of a purple kind of pork or a green kind of pork?
I feel like you're green with like gold inlay.
Oh, very fancy, but I don't think we got anything that fancy here. Good, sir. I'll go with the green then.
Of course, sir.
I'll pick up a richly green blanket of security. And then I will yeet my bedroll into the abyss.
I'll just put my
Perhaps
bedroll.
a navy blue for the madam.
That would be very nice.
Okay. You can get one as well, yes, if you want to pick up one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put this in my bag of holding. Replace my bedroll.
Who
And
needs
I don't
beds? Magic blankets.
I mean, you put them in here, hammocks, bedrolls, fucking wrap, dying people in them. These things are great.
I mean, yeah, no, it's like a magical shock blanket. It's the universal square of cloth.
Actually, X, what is Leona wearing? What's her casual-ish kind of clothing going on here?
If she takes off the cloak, it is. I had an image in my mind, and it's. Let's see,
I'm trying to remember.
It was kind of like, let's see, it was tight pants, a bunch of with pockets.
Oh, pockets.
It was
It's pouches.
only like. It was like the tight shirt with a vest over it that would only go down to like half her abdomen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember you did say that. You'd like showing
Abs.
off your abs. Actually,
It's just kind of a.
Leona, that reminds me. I've seen you've been picking up a lot of your homeland stuff. I notice you don't wear any of the clothes. Why is that?
I never really wore any of the fancier clothing back home.
I mean, it really wasn't that fancy. Listen, a good kimono yukata is very, very nice. Very easy. Very easy. Should have brought one back myself, but unfortunately didn't survive the trip back. Something about silks not doing well in the desert and all that.
I feel like Leona has like a moment where she stares at the ceiling for like 5 seconds, and then it's like,
She has a bout of her desert PTSD. Also, yes, to answer your question, yes, Dallas, you can. I don't think that
Excellent.
firearms are
There is a
particularly.
firearms and explosive section in the weapons.
Yeah, I don't think that they're particularly super high rarity.
Unexpensive
Yeah,
except
with these, they're around. What sort of firearm would you be looking for?
Okay, I have an important question.
Yeah.
So when it says I can wield two-handed weapons with one hand, does this include a blunderbuss?
Yes.
This is slightly
Excellent.
terrifying.
I thought I'd be the one. I thought Leona
I'm
would be the
going
one
to
that
pick
pick
that
a
up
gun.
for now to use it as a ranged option. But I have ideas and thoughts.
I'm now distinguishing the guts thing.
If
If
you're
you just have the
willing
cannon arm.
to pay if you got the cash to pay the full price, yes, there are.
Omega, I started this shopping spree with 3,751 gold.
Okay, yeah, you can afford a blunderbuss. Yes.
Now I have 1,751. Or no, 1,551.
I'll figure out those shell.
But yes, no, there would absolutely in the market street there would be at least one gunsmith, if not several. You are in a port city. For like general setting vibes, dragon dust can get expensive and only is found in certain areas. It is considered a mined resource as opposed to how do we make black powder in real life. So there's a limit on the trade, and lead shot balls are not super great at penetrating armor, especially because you're going to use a blunderbuss, so you're literally using scatter shot. But they are considered to be, a refined weapon for somebody who needs to engage in like hunting, mass shooting drills, or you need something that doesn't require you to, develop gross upper body strength.
So I was also going to sell my my 9 hand grenades.
Yeah.
Would that be 25 a pop, or is it less than that?
Is it? I think it's a quarter price.
Oh, it's a quarter. So what's a quarter? So 12.50 a pop.
12.5.
Yeah. So basically, in total, it would be 225. Because I'm selling 9 to be half of 450.
Yes.
Or a quarter of 450. So
yeah.
100. 115. And then I was also going to pick up a hand cannon for armored targets.
Jesus.
Because that one has Pierce, right? Well, that one's only 500.
Yeah, it's got Pierce 1.
I was going to give Dallas my fucking gauntlets about to make this hammer, but I feel like he has too much stuff.
No, I'm fine. Look, Lucky, this is how my character goes.
I don't know.
This is how my character goes, is I don't buy anything for a fuck ton of time, and then I just buy a lot.
No, so you just
as evidenced by the 9 hand grenades, and he's like, you know what? The gun is probably better.
So Dallas, you know what Gungrave is?
Yes.
Are you just never? Okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not going that route. No.
This makes some ideas for some later funny item drops very good. Okay, I'm glad. I have foresight.
Are we just doing the cross?
This is just like when you guys. I should say this part because we're recording now. But when I had you guys actually like reshare all your motivations and stuff to make sure I was still like tickling those boxes, I just steepled my fingers and went, yes, good. Everything is proceeding according to plan.
I think I might give Master Ryahn these fucking gauntlets now. I don't know if Master Ryahn wants to run around with big ass gauntlets, but hey.
He probably cannot benefit from very well because he can't use the extras they add.
I would still.
He can't add impact or ice because he's.
That's the thing.
Right. That's right.
It adds ice, so I would very much enjoy them, but I understand if you don't want to give them to me.
Listen, Dallas, you have too much going on for me right now, man.
You're literally carrying 2 swords and you just bought 2 guns.
And you also wanted my fucking hammer. I'm just like, calm down.
No, I didn't want your hammer.
Yes, you did. You literally said you should take it because you actually have the skill to use it. I remember this clearly because I was incensed.
When the question about the giant hammer or the axe came up, you were like, it's made of bone and I use heavy. That sounds like a me thing.
That was doing aesthetic
like,
over actual decency kind of thing.
Which one of us got the divine revelation that this thing turns into a hammer?
That guy.
By the way, I need to actually say on air to thank Lucky for picking Oracle, so now I just can give him a direct fucking party line to the plot.
Hey, it's like
Porter's just got the red phone.
It's better than when you play Call of Cthulhu when you have to do an idea roll.
Yeah, do an idea check. This is just like,
I love those so much.
Porter, the spirits say that you need to go here.
Well,
I would say I need to go here.
I bet you would think more primal. Like I think Leona might just get yelled at by spirits. Once they get in, like actual things.
Anyway, sorry, I'm distracting a little from the shopping, which already takes a bit.
I'm good.
Keep going. All right.
I just
So
Longu down
Mortis loads up on his brass clockworky chemical wings.
Oh no,
Assuming
no,
those are
they're not.
wax.
They're not clockworky. I was very specific in what I requested.
Oh yeah, what is it? It's
Basically, they look like they're made of fire.
Why does Dallas love the fucking burning angel motif so much?
He really does. Okay, so
It's a
yeah,
good motif.
they're not clockwork. They are definitely an alchemical jetpack with little like brass pipe winglets that just shoot fire jets to propel him.
No, I'm just like thinking because in fucking the Sprawl, Dallas's character has a burning sword.
That's true.
Do I need to roll to find the resources necessary to repair my staff, or would I be able to find them?
You can find them. It's I believe it's just a flat cost to repair them. So
Okay.
you just
I will
if
make
you
my
have the
roll
gold
then
and
to do
everything.
that.
No, I don't think Leona had much opportunity to draw and use the sword.
No, there's a point about potentially it's not drawing the sword for a point. I have this written down as a bit.
Oh shit!
just
I
a-
should make.
So I
me a
feel like that case then Porter should be like, wait a minute, Leona, did you ever use your sword?
Yeah, I'm about to say it's like,
Well, I use it. The point is, I'm not going to sheath it until I kill someone.
you're not gonna
Oh, you
sheath it.
edgy weeb.
Leona, I
Sword
think you've been
demands
reading a bit
respect.
too much of those shitty
Jesus
paperbacks.
Christ.
You know.
Okay,
Leona's been reading too
wait.
many pillow books.
Wait, I said that wrong.
Yeah,
It's a
You say
If-
you're not gonna sheath it until you get. I'm like,
I will
wow.
not see
If
this
I
blade
draw it
until
to
I
fight
have killed my
someone,
opponent.
if I draw it to fight someone, it's supposed to be a fight to the death. It's
That's
how I was-
not less edgy.
It's how I was taught how to fight with a sword.
All right, staff is repaired.
Okay.
My comment still stands.
That took 300
You guys,
gold.
you guys have this funny conversation while Ryahn just gets out his lathe and his sandpaper and just resurfaces his staff real quick.
well,
Maybe wrap it with a little bit of conductive metal just to keep it from splitting apart again.
Yeah. You frame it up with probably some thin sheet copper or something.
Okay,
Copper wiring or something.
so
Something ductile.
I do want to make this hammer though, because this is going to be very important to me. I
Yeah.
love this thing already, but I have some questions because I want to maximize my bonuses.
Yeah.
We were talking about this like workshop and stuff earlier. So if I was to, since this is going to be a divine check, if I
Yes.
was to go to like the Temple of Aqua here, because I believe that is the big one here, and like request a workshop or something, could I get some sort of bonus doing
Yeah,
that?
you can get a blue die circumstance bonus for that. You're
Okay,
trying to sanctify a weapon in a holy place.
Sick.
And yeah, you don't need to worry about rolling for that. Like you can just be like, "Hello, I'm Porter. I'm very shiny. Do you have a private space I can use to consecrate some shit?"
Second thing, would I get a blue from taking my time?
I would say no in this case because crafting already has a built-in number of time it should take.
All right. Okay.
And it gets lowered with advantages, so.
Yeah. Next question. Could I get blues from unskilled assistants? I know no one else here has divine, but
Could I offer assistance, Omega, because I have scrivening
that's what I was gonna suggest as by
and it's working with
yeah,
bone.
no. Actually, I was thinking about it, but yes. But technically, well, no, I shouldn't say that. Leo, did you actually buy a point in primal yet?
I have one.
Okay, so yeah, technically, all of you are now casters. Leona has some limits on how much
I'm
magic
like
she can do.
I'm like
but,
a quarter. I'm like a half caster.
yeah, but
No, you're a quarter caster. I'm a half
I
caster.
was gonna say quarter, but like that's I don't think that's
hypothetically,
consistent.
all of you understand the concepts of how like magic and enchantment work. So yes, I think all of them could contribute to the process. I had to think about that
Okay.
one, but yes, you
Okay.
are fundamentally still building a magic implement, even if it is for divine or you're using your divine skill roll. But
okay.
hypothetically, all of you
yeah.
understand how implements work.
I will offer you assistance basically in the sense of, okay, I can help you with the like shaping of the weapon. I'm not gonna be able to help you talk to the gods.
Well,
Gonna be real.
will. Porter will then request, since everyone can help, that you all come assist him with the ritual sacrament.
Many hands make light work.
Okay, but actually, I gotta double check like actually how long this is supposed to take, so we can actually properly block out time.
Let me go.
And also, Lucky, I'm gonna be real. That actually, what I did today, even though I bought a bunch of things, that actually made my sheet a lot easier
I know I wrote.
I'm
Then your
at-
9 hand grenades.
than my 9 hand grenades, my bone javelin, my bow.
Oh yeah, you were carrying like 4 different ranged things. Now you
Yeah,
have 2.
I basically just sold all of them.
Okay, I did not write it down because I'm an idiot.
No, I didn't actually specify it in my notes, so I probably had to freeball it to you. It's a hard check, so I think it should take 3 hours.
Okay. Let me scroll back down here.
I will offer the use of my many tool magic item to help.
I'm already getting like a circumstance bonus from the workshop, so it probably has all the tools we need.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I will also wait. Let me double check. What does aetherite dust do? I forgot. That's upgrade.
You can expend it to upgrade a crafting check
Yes.
with a magic skill. Yes.
So I will be spending a story point.
Yep, we've got some of those.
Yep, we got some of these. It's story L, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. I will expend the aetherite dust. Ta-da. So that's 5 yellows.
Versus 3 purples.
3 purples. Then I have
And
the
you
workshop.
should have 4 blue,
Yes.
because there's 3 of these guys
Okay.
Just
and a workshop.
Come on. 2 triumphs. 2 triumphs. Come to me.
I might
Come
get
to
that limiter.
me.
I'm just hoping you pass.
If I fail, I'm gonna be upset.
Okay, no triumphs.
No triumphs.
But you succeed very handily and do get a lot of advantage.
Okay.
Close something.
Let me see here. I just had the damn. Oh, I'm in the Longu artifacts. That's why I'm wrong. Let's roll up to crafting. So it's going to be the divine implement. I got 5 here. I got 2 successes. That reduces it by an hour, right?
I believe so. Dang. Crafting. No, it's advantage to reduce the level there.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's only 3 hours. Or is it 6 hours?
No, it's 3.
3. What's the encumbrance of this damn thing?
I believe it's the same as a warhammer. So let me look at that table. E4.
E4. Yeah, that's heavy.
Well, yeah, you're using the bones of a thing that was still 2. So this is a the hammerhead in my mind is basically like you figure out a way to put like a weight, or maybe it's a block of bone or something, but that's basically the backside of the 2 halves of the gator skull. So like it's big.
It's big. Hard points. I'm gonna be thinking about this for a little bit, so please go on without me. I'll just type like what
Oh, yeah.
with advantage here.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
gonna be
so
honest.
Mega-
I'm looking at my own crafting check and being like,
So Mega, you okay if I just spelled the importer the Wudao as
Yeah. If you don't want to roll for it, it's only 1/4 of what it cost you because it's used-ish.
East.
It's mechanically used. Designed
reps
to
of it,
prevent a whatever. Yeah, when you sell an item, it costs 1/4, and then if you were to roll the check, it would go up.
I think the
Will-
price is like 200.
will there be any? Is there any special?
Yeah, 200. I'll just take 50. I can take
Oh,
50.
what
then.
was I gonna say? Is there any special qualities gained from using these bones as a material?
If you were to craft a magic implement, I believe bone is one of those materials, but otherwise, no.
No, okay, so I'm going to be working on crafting a shield. Because I have learned that I don't like using this. I don't like the trade-off for the shield I'm using right now.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. I completely forgot this. But for unrelated reasons, I was in the book looking at stuff. Before we've been talking about how the cap for defense is 5. The book actually says your defense can't go higher than 4.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Now, we've been playing it the other way for like 16 sessions. This is session 17. So if you guys want to keep it at the 5 as our house rule, I'm okay with that. But I just wanted to bring up, I read in the book, it says it's only 4.
Yes, it's
No, I think 4 as the cap is better because it'll make enemies more annoying.
because then I guess it means if you're giving a opponent a black, it goes to 5 still.
Yes, you can still add a 5th black from other sources, but your defense can't go higher than 4.
Yeah.
That works out because it means I have 4 range defense, which means I don't have to get higher.
I still do want to craft the shield, though.
Yep, that's fair.
I'm gonna put the bedroll in the cart because I don't need it on me.
Well, hypothetically, you guys are thinking about recruiting more people. It's been like what, like almost a month since you guys saw Gwen and bundle her off somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I've written letters to her twice.
Yes, but you know, you guys sent her off to get trained and budgeted as an adventurer. Considering how she was already pretty good at stealing stuff, it probably didn't take her that long. So,
oh god, I have like no encumbrance left, so I need to like find ways to like get rid of some of the shit I'm carrying.
All right, I'm so the.
Oh no!
I need to give Leona the cursed harness that's not really cursed. It just gives you more encumbrance to fill up.
Ryahn,
I feel like Leona would have to fight herself of being like, but it's worth
Ryahn,
it.
would you be able to assist me on this?
Yeah.
So I could basically use your intelligence.
What are you trying to do?
Crafting check, but it's mechanics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a combination of the cuttle bone and then some of the gator bones.
You're doing mechanics for a arcane implement?
No, he's crafting.
No, I'm doing a shield.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing an implement for some reason.
No, you have big intelligence, so and you're skilled in mechanics. So if I use my mechanics and your intelligence, it's a way better check.
This is how skilled assistance works. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
We spent like 100 episodes in Clone Wars doing this shit.
Because I have more mechanics than you, but you're smarter than me.
Right up to the point where Lucky discovered how mission specialist worked, and then it became something entirely different.
Let's get a person to do it for us.
Great. Since it's skilled assistance, would he gain benefit from my talents as well?
I'm sorry.
I think they only work if you're making the roll, but
okay, that's my dash.
How many times have we just?
Yeah, I have adventure, so it would just be a blue die, so it's not that big a deal.
Like how many times have we just literally do this thing of you got the retainer to do it for you in Star Wars?
I was a clone squad on him, but yeah.
I do add a blue die for my own thingy. For the crivening tools.
Yeah, there's none of those weapon mods. I think that goes like.
Would this be an average check, Omega?
What's the rarity? What type of shield are you trying to make? Actually, we should ask.
Large shield.
Okay, big boy shield. That's rarity 2, so it gets halved for this purpose. So that is an easy check. Yes.
Oh, easy check. Okay.
I think it's
no
half,
dice.
or is it equal to your rarity? No, it's got to be half because it can go above 5. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's easy. Shields are very simple. Make big things solid.
Isn't 0-1 simple?
Oh, fun.
Of course, he gets the fucking 2 triumphs. You son of a bitch.
Would it be 6?
To be fair, I'm also rolling way less dice.
Is it 0-1 simple or is it only for shopping?
Here, trade me these 5 advantage for a triumph. Give me.
You also rolled 1 to make greens, I believe.
It doesn't matter. It's blank.
You start in 5?
No, I don't have it in 5.
Okay, that was my bad.
It's blank. I'm
working on it.
Okay.
Omega, let me get a story point to swap him fucking advantage for a triumph.
No, the dice fall where they may. Also, I've got to tell you, keep in mind, he's just built a normal ass large shield. It is much less impressive than the thing you just made.
Yeah, because the thing is, I can't even use the 2 triumph ability.
Really?
Yeah. Well, there's no point. There's no point in me using it.
What to do?
Yeah, but now you can literally go. You can increase the numerical benefits twice.
Well, yeah. No, I'm gonna add double qualities, but the thing is, because base damage, I don't care on a shield. Shields don't have soak ratings.
They have defense ratings. No, they have quality.
I'm already capped.
Yeah, it starts at defensive and deflection too, so I think he's already.
Yeah.
But if you make it like that, means anyone else can pick it up.
Rating, don't care. So I'm doing 2 of the first triumph ability. Actually, I might do one quality and then one hard point.
Because if you do that, it
Fair.
technically means you could give it to someone else to hold it for a bit.
But
Well, no, if someone else wants my magic-y shield, I want that. But no,
It is
no.
the lodestone
Okay,
shield.
I need to see what qualities I could possibly add that would make sense.
That would be in the core book. I'm gonna pause the audio for a second and go because I need to go to the toilet. So I'll be right back.
Spelled with a Y.
Sorry, guys.
Oh no, it is spelled with a Y. Good.
I messed up. I forgot to unpause the recording when I got back.
Oof.
Back like 20 minutes ago.
That means they've missed my Italian accent. That's okay. The Audacity audio is working.
Okay.
For the video version, what was it? That was just like you guys finished crafting.
We finished crafting, finished shafting.
Then you guys actually are speaking to Ione Metarose, and I'm doing my Italian accent.
I guess they missed like the time of the chat log, but that's not much.
Yeah, you missed some rolls, which is sadly I don't even know if Porter's funny meme is on screen, but it's okay. We'll work with it. That's basically this is the reverse, the other side of that time where I was like, guys, it's been 2 hours. I didn't turn on the recording right. I'm gonna have to pull down the video version and fix it later.
I guess that's why we have
anyway,
dual recording.
We do too. Yeah, we can always work with it. All right. Anyway, so the Witchfire, right? The skill check. Okay. So she explains it's Witchfire is both a type of magic and a type of magic formula. It's very closely guarded by the Academy. Some say it was a sacred revelation from Hemeth. It is both an alchemical substance and a way of doing magic, a style. It is kind of like a cold fire, with sparks. Some say you can see it sometimes in thunderstorms. Ryahn, you also have no outside, right?
Yes.
So you would understand from your role, as she kind of talks about some of the stuff, and you remember some of these things. The Witchfire is basically as she would explain it to you guys. It's a closely guarded secret of the Academy. It is kind of like a weird like format of magic. You remember and would conceptualize this as it sounds similar to the concept of plasma or St. Elmo's fire, like electrical discharge.
Yeah.
It's not a one-to-one because you would recall that technically, while it does like cause a burning, numbing sensation to the touch, Witchfire doesn't feel hot, which is not exactly how plasma works, though. You can have electric discharge that is not necessarily white hot.
Is it like fission or something?
And yeah, basically, like you would understand it as kind of like a weird conjunction between Witchfire is a type of magic that the Academy studies and can work, and also is a alchemical thing. And you got 3 advantage. You would probably remember that it's no one has been able to replicate it very well off the island. You can take it off the island and you can teach people how to do the Witchfire style magic, but actually producing spells or items that are Witchfire infused is very difficult, and nobody really knows why.
I do have some knowledge of the Witchfire you speak of, plus some theoretical knowledge already. Why do you bring it up?
Well, if you know, it's very difficult to make work off the island. This is probably some of that sacred gift aspect. But I'm a woman of science. This will not stand. So, I have been working on a formula. I have used some expensive reagents, and there have been a couple of failures. This is why I am still in the debt. But perhaps a second opinion would work. So normally, the way
your
you
lab
make it
doesn't
work,
look like it's exploded, so I guess you can't have been too bad a failure.
Yes, it's mostly just not having the reaction I expect. If you are fine to assist, I can walk through the process.
I'll be happy to assist.
All right. So physically, the recipe for Witchfire, which I can tell you, because it will not work if you just do it in your backyard. Normally, you use a little bit of silver fulminate, some powdered bluestone, very popular on the island, a little bit of essential oil of lemon, and a tint which is called mosaic gold. You're an alchemist, you would know mosaic gold is made of tin salts and brimstone, basically sulfur crystals.
Okay.
It's used as a coloring pigment for painting. It produces a very distinct golden or bronze hue. But obviously, when you mix those materials together, she, probably gestures at a couple of like big glass beakers or like clay mixing bowls, which there's just probably look like some very shiny, sparkly, slightly like blue gold powder, but don't really seem to do anything magical. It does not work, even if you do all the proper rituals and formulas. So I have been attempting to make a little bit of a kick. I have enhanced it with essential oil of violet, powdered azurite fresh from Venetus, and I have mixed the mixed the mosaic gold, and I have used my own mixture of tin salt with mica powder. Very, very vibrant, very colorful pigments. And I am planning on using a little bit of some sea salt from the Sapphire Isle with some stardust and some wisp oil. She kind of mutters that one fast. Ryahn, you would know that's really expensive. Stardust is in literal dust from a fallen star, like powdered adamant, and wisp oil from wisps.
Not easy to come by.
Yeah, it's a little expensive. This is why I'm in the debt. But the payout if it works, if I can establish a stable recipe. The main issue is I'm trying to figure out my last reagent. Alchemically, I believe that this formula will be solved with an addition of essence of belladonna, lily water, or coral powder. I'm just not sure.
And you don't wish to waste such expensive reagents in testing each one of them.
Yes, it would possibly incur additional debts, and I'm trying to get this done, in the not too distant future. She kind of glances around her workshop, even though you guys are alone here and all the doors are closed.
I might not understand, I guess, the science of sorts behind it, but what is each of those three supposed to do when you put it in the mixture? If you're trying to determine which one would work?
Well, we're trying to alchemically align this with the scion Hemith. It is, she is the guardian deity of the island, and presumably is responsible for the revelation of witchfire. So we're trying to get a little bit of that, trying to bring that juice down here. So I want to make something that would be both ritually significant, but also still be alchemically active. It is supposed to be magical. She kind of gestures to Leona. I know that in your original country, coral is a sacred item, but it is more usually associated with aqua. But it could be enough. It would be alchemically appropriate. Lily water is good for healing. Belladonna is poisonous, but has some ritual significance.
Can I make a no rules check on something?
Yeah, on what?
Is-
So I can set difficulty.
Well, it'd be a different reagent than all of those. Would
Okay.
grave dirt work or grave dust
I can tell you without making a roll.
from
No.
the Sapphire Isles?
No, she's already got that part of it covered with the sea salt.
Gotcha. Never mind then.
And remember, we're trying to like work on what works best with Hemith.
Okay. Let me open my theology textbook. I.e. the
Well, your priest is coming back
Genstead doc.
sometime, so you can wait for him to come back and be like, "Hey, Porter, what do you know?"
How long?
I find
will
it
like
intensely funny that
what's
you
your
wandered off.
bronze score?
3.
Yeah, you're pretty fit. It wouldn't take you that long, and you're
Yeah.
gonna drive the cart back, I assume.
Yeah.
So yeah, it shouldn't take you too long. If you want to head on back, I think it's been enough time. If these guys don't mind waiting a little.
I guess random idea is like something. What is the most pure concentrated, or I guess the most astrologically significant?
Well, I'm not gonna say anything until I'm actually back in the damn scene. So
I'm not
I
quite
mean,
sure about these 3 items, but well,
She's already got the
Hmm.
star aspect.
Anything that's like pure?
I mean, essence of belladonna would be like that could be pure, but also I think the coral powder would be purified because it's ground. I mean, like I said, you guys can speculate this to yourselves for a little
We're
bit.
just
while
feeling
Porter
we're
makes
feeling the
back.
dead air reporting it. So let's report
well,
it.
my theory is if Witchfire only works over on the Sapphire Island, which is wholly to the Scion Hemoth, then perhaps you're going the wrong way trying to get her blessing while not on the island. There is a temple to Aqua here, so perhaps. Oh, dang it. Porter is not here.
It's almost like my name.
Clop,
Ah,
clop, clop, clop. There he is. Pops in.
Porter. I wish to ask you something regarding the Scions.
All right, shoot.
Our friend here is trying to replicate a alchemical process that seems to work only on the Sapphire Island and not anywhere else easily.
Oh, you're talking about Witchfire, eh?
Yes. Am I right to assuming that it is potential that since we are not on the island, it would be better to align the process with the Scion more closely associated to our current location?
Not exactly. We gotta remember, Hemoth is a sign of isolation and aesthetic practices. As long as you are alone and focusing really hard on your craft, you can invoke the feeling. That's why the Sapphire Island kind of works, because it's removed from society. And there's locations on the island even more removed from society. They got monasteries, churches, even a whole school there. That's why it works.
There's some other reasons why it works, but we don't even talk about politics.
Well, like I said, if you're trying to make Witchfire, though, wouldn't the Sapphire Idols frown upon that? They do keep it a secret for a reason.
Well, I mean, I was taught there how to do it, but I was also taught that it would not work somewhere else. So I'm trying to, solve that problem. If it works, I could, go back and teach for a nominal fee. Actually, I'm trying to remember. Did Porter leave before the conversation about how she owes people money?
Yes.
Yes.
Before that.
Okay. We may.
It
if Porter
seems
wasn't
that
asking about that,
we got to this because she has several other
Debtors.
projects that she's working on that she needs to sustain her facility here, and they are, shall we say, first in line compared to the items that the maidens need.
Well, like I said, I only visited the Isles for a bit, and most of the time I really wasn't myself, so can't offer that much help. Oh, I do hope the lasses all have been doing well then. Let's see.
Sorry, Ryahn will list the 3 ingredients that were mentioned and see if Porter has any insight to them being linked to the island.
basically, I will tell you the mechanics now. It's going to be a hard alchemy check to try and look at all of our different ingredients and balance out the recipe correctly. You get a boost die if you figure out which one of the final ingredients is the most bestest.
Could a divine check be rolled to figure that out?
It would still be no rules.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could ask her, but my connection with Hemus isn't the strongest. She likes being on her own.
Porter, you would also know that Hemoth is slightly unique among the Scions in that she doesn't really she doesn't really have any bureaucracy under her.
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm saying. Like she likes
No,
to be on her
yeah.
own. So
There's
She
there's
has-
no
yeah,
like
she has no
angel you could
messengers,
call.
right?
You would have to
Yeah.
take a direct line, which
Yeah.
You'd have to make a
Could be.
ticket, a full
a
ticket.
little weird.
I
Well,
did
you
have a
thank you for a
cool.
little bit.
Omega, or I did have a question.
Yeah.
Lama Lasir.
Yeah.
The sword is made of star silver, correct?
Yeah, it's made of adamant and star metal. It's from there. Yeah.
So theoretically,
Not sustainable though.
Making it
Ooh.
hard, no rules.
yeah. Theoretically, if it was to
Do you
How
want
much-
my
how-
assistance, Lucky? Sorry.
I will also offer assistance, but I was going to ask: is theoretically, if I were to like file off a point of this, or file off like any of this, could I recreate the alchemical properties of stardust?
Possibly, yeah. Isn't your blade reinforced though?
It is.
You'd need to find some special tools to
It's
start
also
shaping
not.
anything up that
I also don't
thing.
think it's
Yeah.
sustainable, honestly.
But Porter did very well. Yeah. So,
Never mind.
Porter, you have a think about the concepts of these items, and
This is not a-
you think you have a
That's-
decent line.
Yeah, it takes Porter a minute. He's not fast thinking.
No, but you just try and think about what these things represent. Like, lily water is just a very common like ingredient in like alchemy and just normal brewing. Just a good filler item.
My personal bet's on Belladonna, by the way.
I was feeling that
What was
too,
that?
honestly.
Your bet's on Belladonna?
Yeah.
My bet is on
Hey, guess
the
what? You're right.
coral.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The cookie.
I had a feeling this.
Yeah. Do you want to take a guess as to why it's Belladonna?
Because it means beautiful lady.
Yes, but actually, why it's Belladonna is because Belladonna is a plant that is associated with Minim,
Oh.
and if
Daughter.
they've
daughter
got
of,
some well, they're sisters, but they've got a connection there.
Oh, sisters. That's right.
Because Hemith's celestial realm is I believe she has the morning star, and then
And
Minim was the even star.
Evening star.
So they like they got a
That
thing.
makes sense.
So
Yeah.
the also just generally belladonna is a plant that's used for lots of like
Aesthetic practice.
beauty products and
Yeah.
good good luck charms and stuff, but also if you take too much of it you fucking die.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's poison.
Yeah, so
Yeah, no, it's used in medicines, poisons, and cosmetics. I was actually looking it up because I was like, wait, what is Belladonna?
Belladonna was the only thing that Omega listed that I was like, I know what that is.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be the correct one. So if Porter can explain what the logic is there.
Yeah, no, he'll give a short theology lesson.
And Iona is like, I wasn't thinking of it quite that way, but you are right. That is in the right alchemical area. She does some strange hand gestures like she's drawing a chart in the air. But anyway, yes, if one of you wants to undertake the attempt to balance this recipe out, you can make me
The
a hard
alchem-
alchemy check with
All
a
right.
boost die. Let me see. Should you actually...
And she helped
You are
me
technically
out?
in her alchemy lab, so you should probably get another boost die from that. I'm just wondering if it's like...
Also, fun fact: it is not in large quantities; it's in very small quantities. It's lethal.
Yeah,
It's
very
very
careful.
it's
It's
very
part of the
deadly
system,
nightshade.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
It's
part of
deadly nightshade.
the- Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But if I believe Axe was saying if she would assist, technically no, because you're trying to double check her recipe. She can't
Gotcha.
really help you with that. This is to see if you guys can look at what she's done so far and balance it out.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Well, Porter can't help with this because alchemy's not in his wheelhouse. So I'm gonna
It's
go.
a very pretty flower.
I'm going to go load up those anchors.
I am
Okay,
going
yeah.
to offer unskilled
I'm
assistance.
gonna use a story point.
Boy, when you
Fair.
guys go talk to that guy in the Ventures Guild, you're gonna have a fun time.
Oh no.
Yeah, we haven't even been going 2 hours yet.
I'm excited. I'm excited
Yeah,
for lunch.
so the anchoring talismans, yeah. They're basically like magical ballasts. They're stones that have powerful earth magic glyphs on them, so when they're charged with aether, they can become heavier. So they're just big ballast rocks. you
Become
throw
Oh,
them.
heavy.
they're ballast tanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just big They're a way to make the ship sink without just turning off the thing that keeps you flying.
Honestly, that's a
I
really
think
sick
about
idea.
some airship logic, guys.
Yeah, no, I thought that's a really sick idea, actually.
Pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah,
as a
so-
suggestion for Ryahnn's role, you made a breakthrough, but you're fucking exhausted because you tried not to breathe toxic gas in.
Probably, yeah. Take a couple strain because you're
Yeah.
fiddling with alchemical shit. But honestly, that probably means that if Ryahn can source these ingredients, he probably knows how to do it, which is not what I was expecting. But you got to triumph on this. So, yeah, you've basically cracked her formula, and
Hey, if we can find some wisp oil, I know how to. I know where to get stardust. I just gotta find a really sharp rock.
and yeah, so you put together a very tiny test sample, and Ione runs it under a little like magical burner, and it produces this vivid, heatless blue-black flame that just kind of fills the area with light, and you can run your hand right up under it, and it does produce an uncomfortable tingly sensation.
Oh god,
It does
what's
not
that
burn, per
from?
se.
What's that from? The cold black fire is like pinging my brain.
There's probably a lot of things that it's from.
A question: would this mechanically be like stun Molotovs?
Well, kind of, yeah. So, for helping her crack a recipe, Ione is like, okay, you did me a solid. I can absolutely turn this into something custom that we can work on to pay off the rest of my stuff. I can help you out with something and infuse an item with the witch fire. So basically, she can do an infusion to a piece of weapon or an armor, or she can use it on an implement, either a rod or a staff. If you've got something you want to hit with the infuse. For a weapon or armor, it will use up a hard point, but it is not a mod that you can normally swap around. Or she can just turn it into 4 flasks, which she can hit people with. And if you are curious, they have the flasks would have this stat line: damage 6, crit 3, burn 2, blast 4, disorient 3.
What does the mod do? If we...
on a weapon, it gives you burn 1, stun 3, and superior.
Oh.
On armor, it gives you superior and gives you +1 soak versus fire or lightning. And if you stick it on a rod or a staff, it makes it so that you must add fire and lightning, but do not increase the difficulty.
Wait, what does it do on armor again?
+1 soak versus fire and lightning gives you superior.
Oh.
So this is a Witchfire mod?
Yes. The staff thing would get around Ryann's Elementalist, or anybody else's Elementalist, actually, because that says that you cannot choose to add those other qualities. Normally cannot beat cans in GeneSys, but this is a forced effect you do not pick. It adds, and I have explicitly written in my notes, it dodges Elementalist. So there you go. You get an extra thing, you get a free thing.
So we get a mod and a thing. Cool.
Well,
one thing from the list.
Okay.
Implement, weapon, armor, flasks.
Well, we probably want to go with the mod because I think that'll probably have the longest lasting.
Yeah.
But who has a free hard point anywhere?
I do in my armor, which is what I asked for that. Or I asked what that was. And what does superior do for armor again?
It's just a advantage on any checks where it would be relevant. Let me double check if it doesn't do anything else for armor.
Yeah, about to say.
But
if I could put it on my new sword, that'd be
the
cool.
+1 soak versus fire is so nice.
It's pretty fun. Quality.
I mean, and lightning, but I think lightning's less common than fire.
I mean,
yes, a superior item as my, blah blah blah. Craftsmanship superior item grants Ottoman V on all checks related to its use.
So that would be soak checks as well, correct?
Yeah, anything to like resist taking a hit. Also, honestly, probably like technically shit like
so
athletics and coordination, because it's about you moving in the armor.
Because there's no way to normally get superior on armor, and that'd be
it's
so
hard
good.
to get on armor.
That would be my ask. Is just because.
But I just want to remind everybody. It counts as a hardpoint mod. It is not something you will be able to like detach and move around like that arcane focus in future. But Dallas did buy a very expensive set of plate mail that he's probably going to be in for a little bit.
I just think the implement's cooler for Ryahn because he's not using the other staff he has.
I mean, I'm fine. Like I have the recipe, so if I really want to, I could probably try and simulate what she's about to do. So
Yeah, it would probably cost you a little bit of cash to buy up those reagents, but yes, you can hypothetically, because you got the Triumph, I will let you replicate some of these effects.
I don't have I don't really have weapons that have hard points anymore. So
I'll just copy the heckin'.
I just had one in my hammer, and I fucking put silvered on that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it fits you.
I mean, I technically have a hard point slot in my weapon, but honestly, the armor is way more worthwhile.
Are you guys down with that? You wanted to pour some witchfire
The-
into?
th-
Will
that
it
would
give
be
it a
if
cool
you guys are
cosmetic
okay
effect?
with it.
Oh yeah, no, he's gonna glow blue-black now.
In my skeletal bone-shaped armor,
Yes.
God, I'm a fucking
You-
edgelord.
You are literally
Yes, you
just
are.
yeah, no,
you
like
are literally-
honestly, when Dallas said me, I'm just like, this is gonna make him like look like he's a fucking flaming skeleton knight, isn't he?
I didn't.
actually,
That's not
looking-
the reason. Genuinely,
guys-
that's not the reason I did it this time.
There's like two things that came to mind. One was like, I think the Endwalker raid gear. What do you think of like that with like the fire circles behind the back, or literally Skull Knight for Berserk?
Oh god, and now I have flaming wings with it too.
You're literally
Oh my
just Skull Knight
God.
mixed with Diablo.
I'm a dork.
The one thing I will point out is it might raise some questions if we go to the Sapphire Island.
I mean, we just tell the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
covered in
what I already
witchfire.
told you is that she is, accredited graduate of the Academy of Witchcraft.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I mean, just drop
Oh.
her name and tell her that what her research is doing.
Oh,
Like,
I just
listen,
wanted to point that out.
Well,
So
Well, listen,
Also, what?
listen.
Also-
I already brought up. I think it's a little weird that it's not necessarily a secret, but
It's just kind of like a treasure of
I
the
mean,
culture.
well,
it's kind of their thing.
I mean, I understand it, but
How's copyright
Mortis
work
is
in
of
Saphira?
the opinion of
Does it?
all knowledge should be accessible to all people. So spreading this knowledge is a good idea.
Actually,
Completely gullible.
I
to the fact
disagree with
she's
that
doing
because
this
the
to
Force of
turn
the
a
Darkness
profit.
should not have all knowledge.
Well, no, she's just doing this to turn a profit.
Yeah.
But Mortis is also gullible, so
You say that.
he is.
Also, I didn't actually hear this in fucking character, but wasn't she talking to someone before she got here, or was she just muttering to herself?
No, she was just muttering to herself.
Yes, she was. I think you can get in the context. She was just cursing at herself
Okay.
because she's trying to figure out this recipe. Very
I think she was
Okay.
also yelling at us to go away. So
Okay.
possibly yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
She may
only
have thought you were debt collectors and was telling you to fuck off.
yeah.
Also,
Hey,
the-
the only way to get superior on plate armor, I believe, is to make it out of orichalcum, which makes
Oh.
it cost a ridiculous amount of money.
Actually, if you do this on your armor, it also means I could lightning breath through you, and you'd probably mostly be fine.
Well, that
Yeah.
was probably already true. But yes, no.
Yeah,
let's
okay.
just slot in. Well, Witchfire Mort's armor.
Yep.
All right.
But the
Yeah.
period
So
gives
she
you an
just
extra-
whips up some of this stuff and starts drawing glyphs onto your plate mail, and it just you just have a little Tron lines and Corona of Saint Elmo's fire energy around you now.
Okay, I'm just going to say Witchfire in fusion,
That's what it is.
Yeah, just
Pretty sick.
add in the effect there. Yeah.
and then
I
it's
forget, what's superior for armor again?
and soak one
It's just the advantage.
versus.
It's the advantage
Okay.
for everybody. It does the same thing now. There's
Oh,
no. We've removed the
Yeah.
thing where superior inherently gives you +1 soak or +1 base damage.
How does
No.
that work if you're wearing armor? Then is it like for armor?
But still,
armor?
Advantage to every check involving my armor is ridiculously good.
I guess that remove stuff, yeah, and athletics, yeah.
Yeah, it's almost assuredly going to give him it on athletics, coordination, and probably
Soak.
certain resilience checks to take hits.
Yeah, also soak, parry.
Well, you don't roll those, so it
Yeah.
doesn't. You don't need to worry about that advantage. But
That's
yeah,
true. But still.
it's good. There's a reason why I think it's quite so rare, but also it's not so
Yeah.
broken to be like, ooh, you're crazy.
No.
Because keep in
It-
mind, it technically, it probably means he gets advantage on stealth checks, but he still gets 2 black on stealth checks because he's clanky.
Yeah.
So- It doesn't fix everything.
Like I had an
No.
idea, but I think I'll just message you about it for something
But
to play later.
athletics, endurance, any body check, basically.
Anything while you're wearing armor where you're going to be moving, lifting, taking hits, whatever. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other 2 things she's got going on. If you guys want, you can assist her with building the new etheric compressor and developing the lightning mast. But otherwise, now that she's freed up from her other project, she can just work on those yourself. But do you guys want to like speed that process along, or just take the anchor talismans back to the dry dock?
Well, I think I wouldn't mind saving the trips.
All right, fair enough.
Well, it depends on what we have to do. I'm really good at
These would be mechanics checks technically.
Yeah, that's not my wheelhouse.
So, and it's a question of if you want to roll them, or if you want to like have me roll for her with you assisting. They're both hard for each component. You're in her lab, so you've got the right tools for a boost. And basically, the compressor, she's got like all the diagrams and stuff. So somebody just have to like slap all the bits together. The mass takes a little bit more doing, but because that requires a chemically purified steel with a core of lodestone and lots of little things on it so that it can
fine touching of things.
But honestly, I feel like Ryahn and Dallas should be up in that, because this is key parts of airship construction and design. Very mechanical.
Yeah.
If she lets me watch, I will watch and assist. If she
I
needs
don't
it.
know what.
I guess
we're gonna
the question
do.
is mechanically, like, if you guys want to stick around, if you just are you content letting her, aka me, roll, or do you want to roll more checks?
I mean, I will offer her assistance because I think I can. It would be a mechanics check, right?
I'm fine with you rolling the checks, and we're just.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with you rolling the check, but Mortis is very interested.
Does either of you
in
two
this.
have better than 3 mechanics?
No, I have exactly 3.
Nope.
Okay. That's about as much as she would have. All right, so
I assume she has 3 and 2 or 4.
It's usually 3 and 3 for NPCs. They're kind of unfocused, but we'll give. Let's see. There's 2 of yous. None of you are better than her at this. Well, actually, Ryahn has 4 intellect. So
I do have
if he's
4
assisting, we
intent,
can
so.
go for Porter flosses.
First, I guess look around and look at the designs.
Okay,
Ooh,
that's a pretty good one.
nice.
These are trying to just get the other part done.
Yeah, sure. Let's kind of crack it down. She got advantages and triumphs, and you guys are helping. Yeah, no. With just once again, many hands make light work. Just as you're working, she's like, "Oh, maybe I should hire some assistants. This is so much faster."
It costs more.
Well, good help is hard to find. I tried outsourcing a little bit to some stuff. It doesn't always work, but yes. So yeah, you end up with the compressor, which is a weird steampunk ass brass tube and glass thing. It like she said earlier, it goes on the alchemical furnace that powers the airship. And converts heat and light and pressure into just pure aether. And then the mast is formed. That's probably something that you make in sections and then we'll have to assemble at the dry dock. But you can throw it all in your cart and cart back. If you guys are ready to do so.
I mean, Porter will move the stuff. Lifting heavy things is just what he does.
Yep. So it all fits in your cart. You've got all the parts. You can trundle on back.
Righto.
And yeah, just you deliver it to a. It is down by the beachside district in a dock house, but it is not on a dock. It is a large it's basically a stone warehouse, but with a like canvas pullback roof. So they've got like a huge tarp over it. So you guys deliver all the stuff in, and you see for the first time actually the Heavenly Maiden. It was said earlier it's an Excelsior class airship. So this is a Rubian design. It's got a body that looks a lot like a seagoing vessel, although very light and fast. Probably reinforced with like extra little brass and copper, detailing on the outside of the hull. There is actually a statue of Hemith on the prow, holding a star in her hand. So extra stuff there.
No wonder the crew's old ladies.
And there is probably typical for like your very fantasy style airships. There are there's a big mainsail that's kind of like, I'm imagining it's one of those like sloped ones, like a caravel style or even a Chinese junk. But there's also like side sails that come out the side to catch the wind as well.
That probably helps with ascending and whatnot.
Yeah, and steering a little bit too, because you can like pull one back to get a wind pull.
Yeah. Let
Uh,
you do banking.
Do a barrel roll.
Aileron roll.
I don't know if you want Captain Pepper to do either of those.
What's
Probably
the
not.
safety? What's the safety features like? Do we use harnesses on here? Are there rails?
There's probably some like shipping netting on the surface you're supposed to grip onto.
Magnetic boots.
I do have heavy boots.
It's true.
But I don't know
Basically,
how
yeah,
much
there's
they'd
probably a
help when
lot
we're
of
upside
extra
down,
like cargo
so.
netting and rigging that you can just grab onto.
Well, if we're going by physics, it depends how fast we go.
I just realized if I do hard to kill, I could probably just tank a fucking meteor.
Also,
drop.
Omega, I do want to bring
False
something
tank
to your attention.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know if armor is able to get superior. Because as far as I can tell, there's no way to actually naturally get it.
That's because I probably haven't added them.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing that says that superior isn't a quality for armor in the core book.
All right.
It's just
no, if you're
not
fine with
very
that,
common.
I'm just saying it's. As far as I can tell, there's legitimately no way to get it.
Yeah, I think it's just it's meant to be mechanically rare, but I'm okay with obviously I wrote it, so we're okay with floating it.
Yeah, no. Okay.
But yeah, so you unpack all the stuff. There is a crew of workers. They don't really look like your typical dock workers per se. They look much more artisanal and nerdy. You probably spot a couple of Rubians among the crowd, but they take the anchoring stones up the anchoring talismans up the ramp and start like piling them in chambers in the boat hull and stuff. Somebody starts getting some cranes going to assemble the repair the mast and so on and so forth. Petra is there, Captain Pepper, and he's just like, it's great. It's real great. I'll have to send somebody over to go talk to that Meteorose right away. No idea what was slowing her down. In fact, don't want to know.
Yeah, probably best.
I don't ask other people for their complications. But a hearty handshake to all of you guys, and we've got our charts. Once these get loaded, we can get ready to go. But we do need that one more thing from that guy in that place.
Right, we need to talk to that dude.
Captain Pepper wiggles some eyebrows when she says the guy in the place.
Is it that the Adventure Guild, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I guess we head back home.
Anything else you want to talk to with Pepper or any of the Petra, I should say? Captain Pepper's your nickname. Any of the other Heavenly Maidens or the airship crew, or are you guys good to go do stuff?
Not that wouldn't take a long time. I am going to have to talk to Captain Pepper about ammunition.
What time of day would it be?
It's still probably like late morning now.
Okay.
Late morning. Oh.
Yeah. Can I make a mechanic?
You guys were bonking in the
I forgot. Can I make a mechanics check on myself?
What?
Oh, are you still? How much damage you got?
I have 1 wound left.
You would have healed it overnight by resting.
No, that's after.
Oh, after that?
Healing.
Yeah. I mean, you can make a mechanics check. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want some?
I
help?
have.
Yeah. Petra would be like, "Do you want some help with that?"
Yeah. Could you just hold the thread while I get that? Thank you.
As we've established, you do not have worse mechanics or int than Captain Pepper does.
No. Well, I might have worse int than she does.
No, she's a 2. She's a rogue.
Oh, okay. So we're the same. Got it.
Yeah.
That,
she knows a few things about fixing and crafting, but
that will change soon.
She's
My
not
next
the best
AP point will be a dedication, and it will be an intelligence.
I'm gonna work towards my next ones.
They're getting smarter.
I mean, you're teaching me. I know how to think your brain thoughts well now.
But you've only got 1, so it should be an easy check.
Oh, easy.
That's fine. You got it.
Why can I not? Wait, how many rolls have I rolled with a triumph? This is getting silly.
Just go with it. It's
The
good.
dice are weird tonight. Also, it's
Rub it in.
very low stakes for the most part.
Really is.
Maybe it's because it's been waiting for 2 weeks.
Hard.
He stored up all his shit. But
I'm
yeah,
just waiting for when I'm gonna get fucked.
whatever little extra bit of like stitching and patching you need to do,
Yeah.
Petra.
Oh,
Like,
I need to refill my fucking component pouch. I just realized.
Yeah, because I got
Yeah,
fucked
just
up in that
yeah.
dungeon. But I got mostly healed. I was just down 3, and then I healed the 2 from overnight.
I have a weird question. Is everyone except is Aren, Dallas? How full are you guys at encumbrance?
My personal encumbrance or the encumbrance I use in total?
remember, he has a horse with saddlebags.
Yeah, my total encumbrance, I have I'm almost full, but because I don't use everything with me all the time, I still have about 16 encumbrance left.
Okay, I'm just like, I got like single digits left.
I'm 9 and 11, but I do have like a good number of things like that I have noted are stored in the cart. So
I might need to start putting things out of my bag into my cart, but we'll see.
Actually, we should probably start getting rid of some of the shit in this cart. I just realized because we got like a woodman's axe, pickaxe, spare cart wheels, spare cart axles, 3 axes, 2 short bows, a spiked chain, 8 wolf pelts.
I'm
we should sell
pretty
some
sure
of
the
this.
spiked chain and the axes, the regular axes, got sold last session.
Yeah, we sold the spike chain.
Okay, then
I remember that.
those.
I know
don't
I
think
at
you guys
least-
actually ditched all the short bows yet.
I put a bedroll and some clothes in
Wait,
the cart.
Omega, I have to ask.
Yeah.
Do we count encumbrance from armor we're wearing?
It's
minus 3.
It's your whatever the encumbrance is -3 while you're wearing it.
Okay.
So I think plate mail is still 1.
If it's like 4,
Yeah.
it counts as 1.
Yeah. So okay. So I have 7 encumbrance left on my person.
All right, you're decent.
Well, I have a very high encumbrance score to start with,
He started with extra brawn and being tough, and then also
and I think
most of that
Construct
shit
gives
you guys
extra
need to live.
encumbrance.
He just threw it away. Yeah.
Yeah, like rations, bedroll, don't have it. I think the only things I kept from the starting kit were rope.
Oh wait, no, I'm out of 14 out of 14. I forgot to mention my blanket of security. That's 2E. That's 2E.
We need to get a bag of holding for you.
I have a bag of holding. Do you want to know what's
Damn,
in it?
mine.
What word
Food.
carving tools, leather working tools, a cookery kit, a healing kit, and a spike rack with assorted spices. That thing's fucking full.
Fair. I'm like, mine's 10 out of 12, so yeah.
Wow, these things are surprisingly light.
What, guns?
Guns, yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're not complex.
I also have a
That's
knife
true.
box.
I would have just thought the blunderbuss would have been 2E, but it's not.
Nah, I think most of them, even for shotguns and stuff, it's usually like 1.
I mean, blunderbusses are typically also shorter than shotguns, I think. So
Yeah, they're
it's
small.
not like they're super long and heavy.
I was imagining, well, the style I would have bought, just because I'm a nerd, would be a dual coach gun. Which is like short, but
it would still probably be the more blunderbuss style. It would not be dual because that would require like linked barrels and stuff. It's
well, yeah, but just
But,
more of the coach gun kind of thing.
yeah, you would be aiming for something compact and portable.
Yeah.
Not like a big waterfowling piece. You're talking about a thing you keep under the countertop.
Yeah.
Or
Pull it
store
from under,
in your
you
cart,
pull it from under your arm.
your cart gun.
I was about to say you put your holster on your saddle. Just slip
Yeah.
that right in there.
Oh yeah, no, that one is definitely going to be my primary because it's technically a short range weapon. But
Yeah. Fires lead shot, goes everywhere.
yeah,
Blanket,
if I need a more precision weapon, that is what I
Rifling
am
has not been
taking this
invented
for.
yet, so guns are not OP.
Someone tried and it's not worked.
We could technically do that, but I don't feel like breaking.
Oh, you say that.
Look at Aren, who's trying to make power lines and a power grid.
He's got ideas. That's like long term. That's very different than inventing rifling. The
I
other thing
need
that is
I need the
inventing-
generator before the power lines, though.
Yeah, but at least that has positive applications.
I don't know if we have the machinery tools.
Nothing good ever happened to giving humans more ways to kill each other.
Oh, don't.
I mean,
like,
we
I
there's the
should
force
say-
of darkness. I mean, there's the force of darkness to deal with, though.
well,
Yes, but once
Ryahn definitely. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
say we defeat the forces of darkness, what happens then, Axe?
Well, I don't know if we'll live to see the end of that.
I mean,
Well, then you
Ryahn
should-
has considered that. That's why he hasn't like gone about let's try and invent dynamite.
Yes.
Because dynamite was originally not for warfare.
It was mining.
mining.
And the dwarfs do have something equivalent with their mining explosives, but it's not as lightweight,
It's-
portable, and mass producible as
Yeah,
dynamite is.
the mass
Yeah.
production part is probably and also the process that made dynamite created very many very bad things later historically.
Yes.
Very many good things too. Oh god, what's the most evil good man to ever live?
Nobel.
No. It's later. It's the dude who invented
The German guy that
the soil dude, because he saved 1 billion lives but killed killed hundreds of millions.
because he did create usable fertilizer that was cheap,
Yeah.
but he also invented toxic gas.
Yeah.
Sounds like half the German scientists in the Nazi development.
But it wasn't Nazi.
It
It was
wasn't
pre
Nazi,
that. It was way
yes.
pre that.
That's
During
Oh,
World
it
War
was
One.
Pre World War One,
Chlorine
actually.
gas is,
yeah, that's
or mustard gas is also plant based.
yeah,
But
that's just,
also fertilizers, very explosive usually.
Yes.
The nitrogen elements are volatile.
yes.
Also a good way to get infections.
But anyway, yeah, you guys can debate your freaky deaky science later.
I wonder if Yukihime will wear a collar. Nah, she don't need no collar. She's a good girl.
Maybe you get her a hat with a thing on it.
No, I gotta get her a little pack so she can carry her brush and pens when I'm teaching her to write.
Okay.
Bosch. That's right.
Oh, Bosch.
Right, where
I'm
does
just,
Fritz
sorry,
Haber and
I
Karl
just had the
Bosch.
idea of the little calligraphy set on a fox. I'm just like, dull.
Well, you said
Cool.
she's a white fox with the black tip, and that's just
Yes.
think of a writing utensils. I'm gonna teach this fox how
Yeah.
to fucking write. It's gonna
Yeah,
take
I
me a
have a-
very long time, but
Because you're not very good at yourself.
No.
Lucky, I have a problem with
What?
when you said a hat, I kept thinking of Scarlet's hat from Nikkei, that big weird thing.
Nah.
I think that hat's awesome.
I don't have a scarlet.
You are
Right.
returning to the thing. I was thinking about doing some other stuff, but you go to the Adventurers Guild.
Adventures.
First of all, when you get there, before you can find anybody identifying themselves as Arnulf von Blackfeather, Porter, you are actually flagged down by a guild clerk.
Oh.
It says, "Oh, here you are, Mr. Porter. Hey, sorry. The guild has had a special request.
Wait.
Yes. You in particular were mentioned, along with the travelers of the many paths. There's some kind of whatchamacallit. It's a little complex and political, which I'm sure she
Oh boy.
leans a hand towards you. It's doesn't seem like it's in your involvement, but you and your group were requested specifically by the Knights of the Sun,
Knights of the
operating in the
Sun?
Temple of Chryso at the Palazzo della Misia.
Hold on.
That's I don't know. If that's,
Apparently, you are well known for your observational skills and your magical discipline. Also, I'm gonna be honest. You keep letting everybody know in several large radiuses about your presence. I don't know if you know about that, but there's a thing that happens.
You just hear somewhere in the background, Kimbuta.
Yeah. But yes, this is it's a very a complex job of investigation and protection. I think they said something about assassins on the Red
Oh, boy.
Hands. Anyway,
Oh.
it's a very
Oh.
very
Oh.
high placed job. It would be 5,000 GP. So the guild would love for you to look into that when you have some time. But sorry to interrupt you going about your business. Okay, bye.
Okay, we have a new side quest.
Sorry,
I don't
Porter just
know.
kind of has his hands in his face right now. Just like,
So this one is called Red Hand, Blue Hand.
Porter,
I
I didn't
think
think about
Chryso
it.
might be trying to poach
you'd
you.
ask that bishop that one time for free robes.
no. Chryso ain't gonna poach me.
Oh, I never said he would. I said he'd try.
I mean, no, he's not even gonna try. Chryso ain't like that. He's a very good lad. Very good. Too good.
That's true.
Just gonna ask you to do good in return
That's
for him.
very true.
He's very shiny. One might even say he is grossly incandescent. That is a thing you could attribute to the victorious son. Anyway, your other quest you can get, which is technically before that quest, but for plot reasons, it wouldn't make sense for the clerk to interrupt you while you have a private conversation. You can also filter that one in under Project Nocturne.
Oh,
Because in the back of the main hall of the Adventurers Guild, there is the most roguey-ass rogue you have ever seen.
Saint Nocturne.
He is a Neph. He is wearing a black leathers, hood up, kind of hide his horns. He's got a little bit of blue-gray skin because Neph, often have unusual traits. He's got a very intricately braided beard and mustache, which kind of tie together in a little braid, which he's dyed the tips deep red. Big bushy eyebrows. So he's in like a dark leather hooded coat over dark leather pants and a vest and all the dark leather stuff. Lots of pouches, many knives everywhere. Knife. There's 2 crows sitting on his shoulders, and he's just sitting there, feet up on a table. Looks like he's playing some sort of solitaire-like card game by himself.
his feet up on the table. Okay, I guess how big the table?
A big table. It's a table that could fit all of you at it. Sitting high and low, so.
I will actually.
I feel morbidly curious.
I want to run something by you, Omega.
Yeah.
I've come up with a utility spell, and I want to know if it's something that is feasible.
What you got?
I basically listed it as quick change. It basically is a spell to basically swap my armor with my normal clothing. It's something I cannot use in combat. I would specify.
Yeah, as a utility spell, it wouldn't be usable in a short time frame. But sure, you can use that as opposed to having to manually rearrange all your armor.
Yeah.
It costs you 2 strain. That's fine. Then you got to make an easy roll, but you want a quick switch. But yes, so
Yeah, I'm gonna do
people
that.
talk about paladins and holy knights. They're usually talking about knights of the sun. They take that hunting evil's business very seriously. Oh,
Not yet.
why would they want me?
Oh, by the way, your contact for Red Hand Blue Hand is his name is Sir Alias
Robert Paulson.
Sampson.
Listen, I'm not the worst at the politicking. Listen, having 5 and no rules gives you an advantage, even if you don't aren't the sharpest shed in the book. Listen, that's a life hack for you. If you don't have the stat for it, put in the skill. It makes up for it.
I just keep buying talents. It's not great right
Because
now.
even politicking has rules.
Exactly.
Everything's got rules.
Yeah, sometimes. No, that's not true. You have to know the rules to know how to break them.
But
Or
I'm
no,
not
what
supposed
is
to
it?
always
I know what there is in a rule
Ability,
for.
but
Does anyone else want to ask what that guy's just doing there? Because I don't know if that's confidence or just.
That's our contact.
probably our.
He looks to be playing cards.
Well, we can go
Oh.
over and ask him.
His name like scrolling up. I saw it earlier. It's like something
Arnold
Croquet.
von Blackfeather.
Well, if all of you gonna stand around here, I'm gonna stop worrying about this Son of the Night thing, and I'm just gonna go talk to the man.
Yeah. I will as well.
Fair.
That's a later problem for later Porter. I'm sorry, future Porter.
I
problem,
changed
Passporter.
into my my attire.
What has future Porter ever done for current Porter?
A lot of things.
Probably got laid.
Who knows with future Porter? All right, so you
I mean, he could keep
guys
absent.
wandering up to Arnold von Blackfeather, and he kind of sits his boots down off the table, with one hand deftly scoops up all this deck of cards, whisks them together and flicks them through a perfect casino style shuffle.
We're gonna have to play
Nice.
card games, aren't we?
Card does that a
There you
lot.
are, lads and lasses. It's good to see you.
Well,
Good to see you as well.
You
Do you mind if we sit down?
that accent is not what I. Wait, what? Hold on.
You were expecting a Germanic accent. No, I'm trying to channel Brynjol from Skyrim.
Ah, I see. Okay, that makes more
I'm
sense.
blanking super hard. I feel bad.
It's the guy who gets you into the Thieves Guild.
Oh.
There's a lot of lasso.
Oh, that guy.
Look,
Right.
I'll say it blatantly. The Thieves Guild is my favorite part of Skyrim, by far.
No tangenting. Only accents.
Pain.
Anyway,
Da.
I should continue. Thank you for coming. So, kind of, and invites you to sit down in his shadowy corner. What do you understand about what we're doing here?
Not too much. We weren't given any details other than that we should meet you.
That's good. That's good. Don't put anything out there you don't want picked up.
We know this has to do with the matter of our...
Yeah.
How do I phrase it?
Mortis.
Stubbornly living friend.
Mortis. Okay.
Something like that. Anyway, so, here's the simple thing. He kind of, takes out he reaches into his coat pocket and takes out a little. It looks like a coin, but actually, upon closer inspection, it's a little medallion, and he kind of ting, catch. Ting, catch. Sets it up, flips it a couple times, holds it up, and says, by the way, I will say this because Porter is a religious man. He would recognize instantly. This is a Saint Nocturne medallion.
Oh.
So it's got a little image of Saint Nocturne, the patron saint of rogues, thieves, night watchmen, and anybody else who works in the dark. Also, kind of a founding member of the Adventurers Guild, and also generally a pretty baller.
Aren't the followers of Nocturne usually like those that try to keep the other rogues in line? Or am I thinking of something else?
There's all
You're thinking of Final Fantasy.
Yeah, fair. I'm thinking of the Rose Guild.
Fun that you mentioned that. He would say, so lads, you're all familiar with how this guild works, which I should specify. I am a card-carrying member as well. But I also do some work with another guild. Do you know much about how that one works?
Mortis will start sweating.
Bits and pieces.
We had
Porter makes the wavy hand gesture.
an encounter.
Yeah, Arnulf holds up his other hand, kind of, non-threateningly when Rand says it. It says, don't worry about that one. That's a local matter between you and the capo of Bluebridge. And to be fair, he may be overstepping his bounds a little bit.
Let's be a little concerned that he knows about this.
Yeah, I was like, of course you already would know about
Word
that.
travels fast, especially when you are a qualified gentleman such as myself. Because you see, he kind of sets the medallion on the table. I am part of an order who are referred to as the Nocturnes. We handle... What's the best way to put this? Internal affairs, shall we say. We make sure
Shit, it's the feds.
make sure that members of the other guild are playing by the hidden guildmaster's rules. And we do have rules, in case you didn't pick up on that from your previous encounters.
Mortis will genuinely look surprised.
I know, some people don't understand, but we've got a few things. There's not to be any killing if you can avoid it. We do not work for the forces of darkness.
And you don't cross your own.
Yes, that's a good one. You're an observant lass. Perhaps sometimes you should take a little vacation up to Violetto. I'm sure you'd have a great time, all of you. Wonderful casinos there.
Which one do you
Cards
run?
go everywhere. I'm more partial to field work myself. Now, obviously, as I said, I am a adventurer as well. It's often useful for us Nocturnes to get out in the world and make sure that we're following along and get to travel a lot, see what everybody's doing. So, in my adventurer capacity, the lovely lasses down at the Heavenly Maiden asked me to help them acquire an item. It's a little something called the Dead Man's Hand.
That's a sick name, but
The details are not exactly my strong suit here. I know a few things, little few tips and tricks. But I do know that thanks to the other guild, that item is in the possession of a gentleman. You would know him around town as Count Costanzo. Vittore Costanzo, actually.
Vaguely
That
familiar.
sounds familiar. Why does it sound familiar?
Yeah, I don't know, because Vittore and Costanzo sound really familiar.
Probably.
Oh,
It's
fair
really
enough.
close to Costanza. I
might
don't
be
think
it.
this name has come up in this game
I
yet.
think Vittoria was thinking something else.
Vittore is probably yes. It's a common Italian name, and it has a V in it and a double T.
No, Costanza is definitely what sounded familiar to me, but I think
You're
it's
probably
from
thinking
something
of
else.
George Costanza, which is why I went with
No.
Costanzo. It's close. So it's a little embarrassing, but this item is the item you're looking for is in possession of this man, Count Costanzo. Normally, he is associated with my other agency. However, I was in town in the first place because word has reached the Purple Prince that Vittore might not be working in our best interests, and quite frankly, not in the best interests of anyone in the Alliance. Now, these are serious charges, so it's a little difficult to prove right away. Obviously, if he was operating above board, it would be very simple. I would go as a go-between. I would put him in contact with your friends, and we would discuss a price. Everything would be fine and dandy. Hunky-dory, if you will, my friends. I'm slipping slightly more Italian as I go on. It's not quite right
I
for this
see.
character.
I guess one question, Omega.
Yeah.
Would the term, like, I guess, would it be like cosmic treason, or would it just be like high treason for like colluding with the forces of
I mean, you
darkness?
could use cosmic treason if you want. Yeah, that's a spicy one. It's definitely heretical if you want a shorter word there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say heretical.
It's as passe as it may be. This is heresy.
Yes. In simple terms, I have evidence from the other guild of certain shipments Vittoria has been taken, which involve grimoires and artifacts related to subjects which are not suitable for polite company. He, leans in and speaks low again. Necromancy, demonology, blood magic, that kind of bad shit. But it's just, the rumors, hearsay, ledger notes that are not really worth it in court. And now that I've been in town, Vittoria's pretty well aligned locally. He is part of a group known as the Azure Fraternity. There are a number of wealthy equestrians in the city. They used to be nobles before this whole everybody's friends business came out. A real old boys club.
Now we just have, I guess, society clubs.
Yeah. And they are closely associated with the local city watch. You may have heard of them called simply the Knights of Friendship or the Friends Protectors. My accent is slipping the other way now.
No.
So the Azure Fraternity trains mercenaries, hires them in the defense of Venetus, sponsors the City Watch, all that kind of thing. Also, quite frankly, the work I do as a nocturne is not supposed to be public. I could talk to, all the gents in the guild in the town and get them to flip on Vittore, but that would probably tip him off because there's no guarantee that they'd be taking me seriously right at the drop of a hat. We're supposed to be, secretive and make sure that nobody knows we're tromping around. So, basically, this is a little bit of a I scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of a situation. I could use the assistance of some up-and-coming daring adventurers to make sure that the Count Costanzo is proven in his heretical nature, and as a result, you can get your hands on the dead man's hand. The lasses at the lovely Heavenly Maiden, they're very great, real smart people, wonderful, salt of the earth, love them to death. You may have noticed they're not almost stealthy.
No.
And I'll admit, some of you don't look like you're the most coordinated either, but you've got a couple. He definitely does, like, taps the side of his nose and points at Leona. A couple of you who seem like you're more larcenously inclined, and you seem to be quite skilled in the arcane arts and observant fellas. I think we could figure out a little something. Even if it's, you just stand outside of his house and say, Vittore, stand and deliver. Don't do that. That's actually a bad plan. That was a joke.
No, yes,
Porter will.
I'm getting better at this, but
Glance over at Mortis.
Porter will then pipe up. Then what exactly do you want us to do? I was like, you're talking a lot of what ifs and maybes and could be, but
well, you'd have my full support to get into his building and acquire any evidence. I mean, if you can make him just openly reveal himself in court, that would be fine. But I don't think that's how this is going to go. You could simply, find whatever his secrets are. If these ledgers are correct, he should be storing some documentation, some evil artifacts and stuff, the kind of thing that would not be gently for the public. And as charged adventurers yourself, one of you, holy man, your word is at least worth as much as Vittore's in a court setting. It's just a matter of getting to the evidence and, needing some talents to get into his villa. He has a house in town. Sorry, didn't mention that earlier. Thought that was kind of assumed. That's right. Gotta.
Wait, so do you want us to, find enough evidence so we can call a raid on him and get him dragged?
If that is how you would like to do this, as I said, I should have just been a simple middleman. But obviously, the situation is a little more complex than normal for both our organizations. So if you would prefer to build the evidence to turn this over to legitimate authorities, that is perfectly fine. If the evidence ends up with authorities who are perhaps more of an underground persuasion and we, do that thing where we, tugs on his leather gloves a little, look after our own, that would work too. Though that might be biting off a little bit more than we can chew. I know that he's got attendants and probably, hired guards to look out for things.
I mean, if these charges are to be believed, then this is something that should be brought to the attention of somebody.
Porter's gonna shake his head. Not necessarily. You kick a nest, you don't know what's gonna come tumbling out.
Plus, we
We've
don't
got to
have
be
much.
careful.
Plus, we don't have much really
Well,
back ourselves.
I may have misspoke. I mean, once we have the evidence.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it comes out that one of the City of Friendship owned was dealing in heretical magics, things will get a little weird here. If you haven't noticed, people take the well, they don't call it politicking. People take the friendship here very seriously. It's like, we might not know what might not happen, but shit might get weird. Like I said.
Well, as I said, our organization, technically, we don't engage in violence actively, but if there's some demon shit involved, if you want to just hit it real hard, I understand how this works. Like I said, I'm an adventurer too, so we could plan it like that if that's how you want to handle it. Listen. Sorry, we're getting a lot of facts out there, and I think there's even more facts to discover. That's the lay of it. Vittore Costanzo is probably dirty, the dirtiest there is. He's got the thing you need. We're gonna work together to sort this out. Do you need anything else from me on this front, or are you more of a eyeball it yourself kind of group?
Well, first thing first, do we have a timeline on this?
Timeline in what sense?
Timeline, is it like, is this guy gonna disappear in a few days, or can we sit on and think among ourselves for a night?
Oh no. I've been keeping a close eye on him. He's not planning on going anywhere anytime soon. Actually, I believe it's been reported to me that in the past few months he's been a little bit of a recluse.
Oh, that's not good.
That
means it's getting worse.
I'm sure you can do a little investigating yourself, or I can put my ear to the street. I'm very good at that. Big ears,
If you don't want, I'd like to have me lads and lasses, take a think about this and see how exactly we want to approach this. If that's all right with you.
No problem, no problem. There is one thing I think I need to let you know about. I know this myself. Vittoria has been working with the other organization quite a long time. Very prolonged business relationship. Only seems to have gone sour over the last couple of years, maybe. He's been making some suspicious purchases and putting through some normal stuff. There is one thing I do know about his staff. He has an assistant, an apprentice. Her name is Dion Larkspur. Well, the best way to put this is she was a little orphaned lass who was entered into the care of the other guild, but she's real smart. Would have been wasted on the normal business of picking locks and pockets. Vittoria himself, I don't think I would call him a wizard or anything, but he has studied some arcane and historical subject matters. It was thought that it would be better to send her to tutor with him. So she's probably his steward, his right hand now. This is one of the reasons why I don't think I should get too involved personally. She would know a few tricks of the trade. I'm trying to say that with my fucking accent. So if I were to, go alone and try and sneak in his house, she'd probably be ready for me. This is why we need outside contractors, if you will. So you should be on the lookout for her.
All right. Well,
I've been here a few days. I'll be right here if you need me. I'll go back to playing my game of patience.
My good sir, one question.
Of course, big lad.
Would you happen to have a list of, or you said the purchases were in line of mostly books, but there were some artifacts involved?
Aye, yes. I can assemble my list if you
Thank you.
really want some things to be on the lookout for. In general, you would know them by sight, but I'm obviously not keeping me ledgers on me. I'll double check for some particular items. You'll probably be looking though at some, sacrificial daggers, some weird masks, some robes, some weird sticks.
Now trying to think.
Cultist loves their weird sticks.
They really do.
Cups full of baby blood. It's pretty popular.
Oh, Jesus.
Skulls everywhere. Kind of looks at Mortis up and down again. Maybe that wouldn't stand out to you.
Porter's
I'm
gonna silently stand up. It's like, and he's gonna do the head jerk for us to move.
Yep. Let's move.
Arnulf, winks at Leona before you guys all get up, and then goes back to playing Patience, which is just solitaire.
Leona tries to give like a gesture, like we'll talk later, but tries to be like quiet about that.
You give him the nod. TM.
On one hand, we have the other guild, on the other hand, we have the Sun Knights. Today's turning up really factional.
Look, I
I
am the first to say that I'm not the greatest fan of the Thieves Guild, but
It's a bit different than
this particular matter definitely seems something that is wholly worth looking into.
Well, of course it is, but the matter is how.
That's the trick of it.
Well,
I feel like we need I didn't want us to be
Ooh.
pressured into a plan here, say, because, like I said, he's not, the noble kind of quote, but he is part of an old boy club. Listen, you don't go kicking down the door. You don't go kicking down the doors unless you're ready for what happens of that.
We need to find very obvious evidence that it can't be brushed away.
I was hoping we would at least, I guess, if he wanted to help with casing the place, at least get a sense of what it is.
Well, again, I want us to have, like I said, I'm not the best at thinking. I need time to think. And like I said, we can't, I don't think it's gonna happen that well, sitting at that table. Just saying. I need to get up and walk around a bit.
Also, we need to be, before we act too roughly, we need to be aware of how many are involved and how many are innocent in the area. Is his
Mortis
his
is already thinking about
apprentice-
just burning his house down.
Yes.
No. I just want to is like my thing is his apprentice someone we need to rescue? Does he have people that are like that? That's more what I'm thinking.
Okay, fair
It's
enough.
like how many people are in on the big spookum shit?
Well,
I guess
Because
Well, if you guys want to do some research,
Yeah,
Arnif
because
would
the main
also say he would do some double checking research.
Yeah,
so
because
I
the main
can
idea was like
drip
Leona
feed you
and
some
maybe
extra
some help
stuff as well.
from Darkfeather to like I guess steal the object, but we should probably deal with the source of the problem first.
well, no, if he's dealing with
Well,
demon shit, he needs to be dealt with.
I will point out that he did have us like bring us in slightly because of our other talents like magic and such. He was hinting that Diane would probably be
I'm rich for
hot
the
to
guild.
trot on any just purely stealthy method being used.
Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking I may not be good at conventional sneaking around, but I can turn invisible.
Also, I want to say
Also-
out of character. If it felt like he was putting that on, that's probably because he's got a personality. But yes, the intent here is not to make you guys lock down an immediate plan.
Yeah.
It's more just like Arnulf is like, hey, I got a problem, but the guy is powerful locally, so even though I'm kind of a big deal, I can't just go in knives blazing.
Yeah,
I would just feel bad.
Porq picked that up, but like I felt like Omega, you have that unfortunate habit. You'll keep talking, and people keep talking to you. So
True.
I just feel,
Listen, I had to keep speaking, or I would lose my fucking accent.
yeah.
But yeah, if you guys want to crowd up, he's also perfectly fine just doing that there.
All right.
No,
but,
I would just feel bad if this girl is, because this is just a habit. If someone goes down, everyone around them is somewhat implicated in their issues, and I would feel bad if this person is innocent and gets caught up in all of
Our
this.
goal should be that an incident happens at the worst that is publicly known is an incident happens at his place, but not why.
Well,
I mean, I'm. Go ahead, Lucky.
Sometimes I forget thinking that Leona is part rogue.
Yeah, I mean, if
Question mark.
It's very subtle. We're gonna have an incident happen at his place. Like
the problem
mean,
is,
we're
if
lucky
he
none of you
is-
are paladin type priests. That would just be heresy, burn the house.
But this doesn't help because
Porq can get heresy on things, but
yeah, but listen, he literally said if we did that, that
I
causes
mean,
more, that
you're
causes
not a
more
house burner
problems.
type.
That also causes
No,
more problems. And
I think Mortis is kind of the same. He's definitely like, no, if there's heresy, we need to stop it. But also, if this dude is a cult leader, or if this dude is into the negative, we
There's
don't
only
know how
so
many
much you guys
people are
can do in a
involved.
huddle.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Yeah.
it's like I'm trying to move on, but you guys keep reiterating the same damn points.
Sorry.
Okay, so we're gonna do this mission first, and we're gonna do some pre-research.
And again, Axe just completely walks over me. Notice how fast he talks so he can get it out before I said anything.
I'm not even sure what. I think Axe said two things that were the same
I
thing.
didn't hear a fucking
Did you
word he
say
said.
we're gonna do this job first, and we're gonna do some pre-investigation?
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Because I thought we were choosing between doing this one or the other one.
No. That is not the conversation. It sounds like you guys want to do this one first.
Yeah, but like I said, like I'm trying to speak here, and Axe just immediately blitzes in so he can get out the word so he can sound like he said it first. You
Well,
asshole.
We should also probably at
There's
least.
gonna be lots of talking, guys. Let's calm down.
Sorry, we should probably at least ascertain what the Order of the Sun wants, because if that mission is because Blackfeather has said this mission is not time sensitive, correct?
I mean, I will meta a little bit and let you know ahead
Okay.
of time because it's in my notes. Basically, the way you can do red hand, blue hand is you still got to talk to the guy about the stuff. Did I say how much money that would be, by the way?
Did you say
I know.
5,000?
Yeah, it's 5K. So you
Oh,
guys might be
Jesus.
interested in that because it's a lot of cash.
A lot of cash.
But it also involves assassination. But basically, there are going to be two ways to handle that. One of them is active, and that means that you guys will have to wander around and investigate people and Columbo them and possibly do some social conflicts to figure out what the fuck is going on. The other is passive, where basically you accept the quest and you wait on the line, and then when the shit happens, the church will use their church powers of, predetermining things to be like, hey, guys, we need you to show up for the quest.
Okay.
So you guys could technically go through all the exposition and the setup there, and then decide which of that you would prefer, and then just kind of have them both
Okay,
on
but
the line.
for in a meta sense, that one is also not time sensitive.
They did say at Porter's earliest convenience, which technically means as soon as fucking possible, but, Porter's a Porq. As soon as fucking possible means something different.
Yeah.
I mean, since I wrote all this stuff down, and this is the quest that has my note about you can do this one as soon as you finish writing it. I mean, I'm not gonna just skip on it, but like I said, it does. They did say it involved some kind of assassination plot thing, so I don't know. That sounds like something that you should
sounds
be hypothetically.
Maybe we should do that one
Mortis,
first.
To
Okay.
Mortis, that sounds more of an immediate concern because we have ascertained that dude is not a flight risk. Dude doesn't know he's being investigated.
Yeah.
He's just being a creepy recluse. I don't think he's going to summon a giant demon to kill the city.
But he might eventually do
and
it.
if he does, my bad.
We also
But-
do have Black Feather that he's gonna be bringing us information.
Yeah, so
So
honestly, I feel like we should do is we do the other thing while doing some small research about it while we focus on the night stuff.
All right, where are you going?
We're gonna go
we
to wherever the Sun Knights are.
All right,
Yeah, Sir
the Palazzo de Amicia.
Sir Samson, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Sir Elias Sampson.
Yeah,
You go to the Palazzo della Amicia, the Palace of Friendship.
And I will definitely be following Porter on this because he was requested by name specifically, so he is the leader in this sense.
The palace is, by the way, it's a pretty sizable grounds. It's kind of on the median area between the theater district and the garment district of the heart of the city. Got some big sprawly grounds, big colonnade around the side. It's roughly broken up into 3 areas. One area is all of the government houses and the public assembly. Since the Declaration of Friendship, that's all like basically a public democratic government now.
Mhm.
So like there's public fora, there's governor's offices, there's a judiciary, all that stuff. There is the private residence because the Intrigue family still owns a lot of land and has a lot of money and political power in the city. There's never been a conversation of if they can take back their friendship, but there's always the hypothetical possibility. So they still have a lot of influence and have a private residence. The other is, because it is a palace of leadership and governance, there is a not insignificant temple to Chryso there, which would also include some other minor shrines and stuff. The priesthood of Chryso and the Knights of the Sun are not a huge political force in the city, but one of Chryso's things is kingship and government, so the Knights of the Sun and the priests of Chryso kind of take it upon themselves to make sure that government stuff happens smoothly, preferably without political violence. That's not cool, guys. Come on.
They call it the divine right to rule for a reason.
Yeah. And very much like the mandate of heaven in a lot of Chinese culture, there's definitely an implication if you lose your divine right to rule, will fucking go out on your ass.
I was looking through my.
Chryso not afraid to find a new guy to fill your slot.
I was looking through my Longu notes and it was like, oh wait, there's not much about Chryso. It just says that he rules the heavens and not much else.
Yeah, he's important, but
He's not
in
that relevant in a lot of things.
Longu, basically the job he has
dragon
is
ruler
almost entirely
rules the
replaced
mortal,
by
yeah.
the divine dragon, because the divine dragon got the word from Chryso and taught you guys, like, hey, the sun, super cool. It's run by my bro, Chryso. He's a cool guy. You should remember to show your respect to the sun because it's really cool.
He became a demagogue.
The
That's
sun
the
is
right word for
rad, guys. Divine dragon, year 0.
Yeah.
Here we dragon
Okay.
is pretty fucking sick.
All right, so you guys go to the cathedral end. Porter probably asks some, minor lay priest about a Sir Elias Sampson.
Mhm.
And so Sir Sampson appears. He comes forth. He is looks like he's another humane. He's a human. He looks like maybe of middle-end stock, sun-bronzed skin, flowing golden hair, sky blue eyes. He's wearing kind of a nice, bright, white, shiny coat over a chainmail hauberk, which is a slight V-neck. Slight V. Traveling tunic, breeches, etc. Holy symbol of a crowned sun prominently around his necks. And like I said, flowing locks, and he just comes up and he's like, yeah, he probably sparkles a little. He has a winning smile. It's in the notes. And he's like, hello, friends.
No.
I am Sir Alias Sampson. It's such a pleasure to make your acquaintance, especially you, supporter. Please shake my hand.
Porter will shake his hand and is like, none of that, sir. Hey, I've not been knighted anywhere.
But I feel it's proper to address you with respect. Will you at least allow me a lowercase? Smile.
I can't. That smile, too winning. It's like, all right, if you insist.
Of course. And I believe these
Charm
are
plus
your
30.
associates. I hope you will not mind me saying, you don't find this rude of me, but some of your travels through the area have been a little unsubtle, perhaps glorious even. Shiny and new. So I believe then these will be your friends, Mortis Darkfrost.
Thank you.
Should be shoot, what the what's Ryahnn's like last name or title there again? I can't remember.
It's Storm.
Okay, it's just Storm. I was like Storm something. No, it's just Storm, idiot.
Yeah.
Magister Ryahn Storm of the Red Tower. I can tell by the hat. I've been around a few times, you see.
Indeed. Good
And,
polite
you
bow
must
in
be-
reply.
God, this is just fucking what's his face. From WoW.
And you must be Lady Leona Skystride, a ranger of some repute, I believe. Your tiny dragon is adorable.
He is.
Anyway, enough small talk. I'm sorry, but I am in
Leona has a
service to my
dragon?
glorious overlord. And so I must explain to you some things. I hate to insist, but we were informed, the temple, I should say, were informed of your coming due to portents from our great and shiny, our ever incandescent leader, the King in Heaven.
Porter kind of groans and mutters under his breath, I knew it.
Well, as the sun moves in the sky, so does the earth move through the seasons. It is quite natural for our churches to be so paired. So, don't you think?
Nope, you all right. Chryso's and Vanna's love for each other are as visible as the lands outside.
Of course. Well, we understand, of course, that the businesses of the rules do not always mean that our priesthoods see eye to eye. And of course, I am a knight of the sun, of course, which means I am given to glorious combat in order to smite the foes of the great and victorious sun. Which may be happening later, not right now. It's kind of why we're going for outside help.
I don't know why, but I feel like Leona's trying not to laugh.
Is it because I, Sir Alias Sampson, am so glorious? So well oiled?
Mortis has sparkles in his eyes at this point.
Oh no, he's poisoning him.
I mean, this man seems like the most paladin-ass paladin. I bet he looks great in fucking plate.
Oh no, assuredly.
Golden chainmail.
By the way, I should say you did notice that I did not mention he is wearing weapons.
Yes, he is kind of casual right now. I'm like,
he's big chillin' right now.
Yeah.
But of course, I, Sir Alias Sampson, am always big chillin'. As he looks out at you over his smoked spectacles.
Oh yeah, smoke spec. Oh, I didn't hear that bit.
I didn't mention that part yet, but I should mention.
No, he is a Delph. He is indeed a Delph.
I don't want to have this conversation.
Leona's having the oh no, he's hot problem.
He's hot, but I feel like he's not my type.
Well, then just aesthetically appreciate.
Look, you can completely acknowledge someone like Chris Hemsworth, even if that is not your type.
But
I mean, that's the position she's in right now.
But
would you care for a lemon drop, anyone?
No, he can't be Anduin because he's not fucking 5 years old.
Anyone's Dallas, just because someone that isn't like 26 or up can't be just 5 for you every time.
No, he's literally. I think he's 20.
Perhaps we shall take some watercolors later. Anyway, hello, Sir Alias Sampson here. I have to keep saying hello and glorious to keep my voice.
Anyways,
But yes, let me speak of the thing we are concerned with.
please.
So it has come to our attention through the guidance of our higher power that there is some ill business afoot in this city. Normally, you would think a city of friendship would be so polite and close together. And indeed, there's a lot of brotherhood and love in this town. But also, of course, all mortals may occasionally stray from the guidance of heaven. Simple thing is, well, as I know from your travels, you're not from here. Have you taken any opportunity to familiarize yourself with the political landscape of Venetus?
No.
Vaguely and how complex it is.
Okay, Axe, I'm gonna ask you to let me lead this fucking conversation.
Fair.
It's not actually that complex, my lady, but yes, of course. You were saying, supporter?
As we're not that familiar with it. We're only recent to the city ourselves. Only got to know a few people here and there.
Well, I've been here a few months in my travels. I can give you the short version.
Oh, much appreciated.
So, as you know, colors are very popular here. You may notice that, I, of course, dress in my glorious whites and golds. My lord's favorite colors. Gold, very cool. It's pretty sick. But the locals like to dress in their blues. But sometimes you may have seen some people wearing a little bit of extra color here and there, a little bit of trimming. That's part of the political subculture here. There are 3 primary political factions who are currently vying for political power in this city. The most popular and the one you've probably seen the most of are sometimes called the White Faction. They're also sometimes known by the epithet of the Swans. I think because of their graceful and artistic nature. They emphasize their allegiance with white trim, mostly. They're very focused on what we in the Knights of the Sun would call soft power. They spread the influence of Venetus through the means of culture and trade, very well connected to the Trade Council back in Navisport and patronized by the other trade guilds here. Very big on welcoming visitors to the city, trade, tourism, cultural influence to the arts, including the Bard's College, making sure all the fashion houses in the city are quite well funded. Very common artistical things. It is certainly a way to do leadership. I'm not going to say the best way, but it can be sometimes. More importantly, this is the way that is preferred by the Duca de Indigue. So it's very popular. Well, it's funny you should ask that out of character. The second faction is sometimes called the Gold Faction or the Hawks. They have very shiny gold trim on their blues. It's very popular with the old money and the nobility in the town. They are much more about traditional scenes of political power. They wish to use the city's trade money to hire more mercenary guards and build more naval vessels in service to Venetus, grow their power that way, and secure traditional political alliances through marriage, trade seal, that kind of thing.
Are any of them called monetarists?
No, they're the Gold Faction, aka the Hawks, like Warhawk.
Economic victory.
To support them, you were wearing blue specifically with gold trim, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not gonna get in trouble then. Good.
No. Blue is the general vibe of this town, and then they like to trim their stuff.
Good. Then I just look weird then.
The Hawks are not as popular in Venetus as some other factions, but they have close ties with the Senate and Argenti, so they've got a lot of political support from other like-minded factions across the whole league. The last faction are called the Black Faction, or sometimes the Owls. They split off from the White Faction a few decades ago. They have a similar agenda, but he kind of, tips his hat at Well, he doesn't wear a hat. He tips his glorious locks at Ryahn and Mortis. They tend to be more cultural, but also very intense on mages, scholars, immigrants from the Sapphire Island. They wish to not only spread culture and trade, but are highly focused on mystical and technical knowledge. They wish to enhance the city's infrastructure through arcane implementations, much like the glories of old Lemuria.
I'm like, you
Power
had to come up
trains,
with
that
this
kind
after
of
we did
things.
some Civ games. You had to have.
Did I actually? I don't know. This part's older.
I'm also just kind of thinking
Been like a couple of weeks.
I'm kind of thinking about
Slow.
of Mock and Omnipore, but that's a different thing.
I mean, the naming conventions about shit like white, gold, and black is absolutely taken from real life ass Italian politics.
Oh yeah, no, that's just
Yeah.
that's just Venetian politics.
Yeah.
That's why when I realized I was
Florentine.
wearing gold trimmed, I was like, uh-oh. I know what faction that's associated with.
But
I must have gone over my head, so you're ready to explain this to me later.
Monarchists.
But the owls are working on kinds of things. They still come into conflict because the white faction has concerns that some of their improvements might alter historic and artistic character of the city to make it a little more modern. Modernity is not always the best way. There are some improvements we can advance on, certainly. Gentle Rubian, everyone.
Also, while
But there's some quite solid artistical objects in this city.
while interest in old Lemuria is often good and fascinating, it is worth to remember what happened with old Lemuria.
Yes. The schism should be fresh on everyone's minds at all times. Well, maybe not all times, but at mindful times. Anyway, that is my simple summary of things that are going on here. The reason why I wanted to give you this pitch is because you'll see a lot of these people out and around at the gentlemen's clubs, political fraternities, mercenary companies, even in the art houses, anywhere really. They all get together at the public assembly to debate their various things under the various observations of the groups. And we of the Knights of the Sun take it upon ourselves to act as a palace guard and also as neutral arbiters between the factions. Chryso is a neutral party. Whatever system is the best leadership for the people is really what my glorious overlord is all about. But finding that path requires, free will and mortal discovery. We can't just, Chryso can't just come down here and tell us all how to mind our business all the time. He's very busy. He has to keep the sun turned on. Kind of important. Make sure everything keeps flowing and ticking in accordance with the great rules that he has laid out. So, it has come to our attention through the omens of our good man upstairs, the victorious son, the goodly prince, that somebody maybe might be doing a slight little bit of political violence in this town.
That was so good.
A little bit of a... by the way, I should let you guys know, because you can't see my visual acting. When I'm talking about doing the little bit of political violence, I'm rubbing my fingers together in the, the money way.
No, listen, I'm content to just let you talk, so...
That's good. I practiced this character's voice in my head a little bit. I knew I wanted him to be glorious, shiny, and new.
I'm thinking of Theseus from Hades for some reason every time.
It's not quite the same way, but definitely a little bit of the same phenotype.
Theseus was more insulting.
I mean, he's more drinking his own piss, but...
Anyway, continue.
Yes, so we've also got some contacts in the Alliance that may have suggested this, so this one you might know a little bit more about, but there's some rumors that some hired killers and thugs maybe been pressed to take out some of the more important members of the White faction, and possibly including an attempt on the Duca de Antigua himself, which would be just absolutely dreadful. Now, this might be another one, but how much do any of you know about the Red Hand Assassins? Assassin.
I have 3 in no Geo.
This would probably technically be rules, but you got a lot. This is history.
Oh, history.
Yeah.
Wait, history of where? Oh, I'll
everywhere.
I'll make a roll.
Isn't it?
Yeah, roll me an average check.
I can't.
Anybody else who wants to know can also roll a similar check.
Yeah, I will also do that.
Because
I have no GS, but I'll try.
I don't know.
No, it's rules because it's history.
Oh.
It's not cultural, it's historical.
You say average, right?
Yes. This would be something that would not be crazy bad to miss.
3 advantage, so that sounds about right for Porter.
Oh, you finally get your free ant?
The what?
For Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah, Dallas might.
Oh, I did that wrong. I added. It should be 4 greens, 2 yellows, not.
It's close enough. That's fine. You didn't roll crazy. All right, Ryahn doesn't know shit about red hand assassins. That's not his wheelhouse.
Nope.
I might be able to do something with that advantage.
This actually makes perfect sense with my character. I'll just say
I might give it
that.
a shot just to see.
Porter, you're not really familiar with them outright. Yeah, Leona, you don't know shit. You're not from here. There's no red hat assassins back in Longu. You know that part.
Let's not think of it else.
Porter, the name is familiar, and you would remember that there's something about the term red hand that you remember as being related to some very obscure sect or cult of You can't remember about the assassination part, though. Did you not write that part down? Did nobody tell you about that part? You can't remember. But Mortis would remember with his role, which does, in fact, I think, make a little bit of sense in this context. So the Red Hand Assassins are a splinter sect of Goddess of Mercy and Judgment. They believe that it is their holy duty to send the evil and unjust straight to do not pass go, by killing them.
Yes.
By assassinating those they believe to be unworthy, dangerous, or sacrilegious. However, with that advantage, you would know that in modern history, you've probably kept up on this one because you've been around a few times. Their capability for faith you believe has waned over the past centuries, so they've resorted to using more, basically selling their more direct advanced assassination techniques for cash rather than for
basically they went from a theological group to a
extremist group,
more traditional mercenary. Well, they were always an extremist group.
Aren't those the assassins from Assassin's Creed, essentially?
Oh no, they're it's based off the Black Hand, I'm assuming.
Right, yeah.
There's a couple of different variants, yeah. But no, they were once a very dedicated religious group that, while they had a crazy idea, they had real ass faith.
Yeah, they were capital Z zealots.
Yes,
and now they're just capital $sign zealots.
The capital A assassins.
There is an assassin in their name, yeah. So that is what all of you recall.
Yeah, I will basically briefly go over that.
All right. Some of you who failed with some advantage.
They were a extremist group that broke off in and are now hired assassins.
We have a death cult for hire?
They're not a death cult anymore, really.
Well, I do not know on their particular methods. They may still believe that stabbing people with long, pointy knives is sacred to Well, I have never spoken to the Lady of Mercy myself. I do not believe that is in my copy of the Holy Canon, but if they were truly faithful, that would be between them and the Lady of Judgment. However, it is definitely in my big book of Chryso that stabbing your political enemies is not okay. It's kind of against the rules. Now, this is just the most pressing threat and why we decided to hire some glorious adventurers such as yourselves for this. But I have been in town long enough to know that the political operators in Venetus are all pretty canny and intelligent, so there are probably multiple plans in the works. So there may be normal leg breakers, mercenaries, etc. We've attempted to warn the Duke about this sort of thing, but I'm going to be honest with you. He just laughs it off and goes about his business like normal. Going to debates, concert halls, tending his garden of blue roses. They're very pretty, actually, but, he seems a little unconcerned. It's kind of how he does things. But we, of course, the Knights of the Sun, will be looking out for him. But we're kind of limited in our ability to act, so we thought bringing in some other adventurers would help us out as extra security. And this is the point where in my notes I've got the split. Basically, you can be proactive or passive. If you want to be passive, Sir Samson, the Church of Christo, are just going to, remain on the lookout for any signs, portents, other bad news. And basically, whenever they think that something's about to happen, he'll send some guys, they'll go get you. You guys show up and jump in on, the ruckus, whatever form that takes. If you want to be more proactive, that would probably involve, investigating the palace grounds, probably talking to some faction leaders, maybe lightly bullying them in order to, get info on who the people who are doing the bad stuff is. And, maybe you would cut off some resources there. Maybe you would force their hand early, kind of a thing, and you guys could maybe get a little set up, pick your battleground a little bit, but that would also mean you'd have to talk to politicians in Venetus.
I mean,
Who will
so
not be very nice to you.
that's Mortis, as a rule of hand, does not appreciate the passive approach, so he would definitely vote for active.
I
But
think
that
the
is
active
just
one's
him.
more interesting, but I'm not sure if we could do it without fumbling it horribly.
Hey, it's on you guys. And we've been going for like 3 hours, so we're not going to solve all of this tonight.
Yeah.
No,
So
we're
you
just gonna
guys
make some work. We're just gonna make some groundwork.
pick what you want to do and think about how we want to hang it out. I will
Fine.
tell you if this helps your discussion. Mechanically, each faction has a face,
Yeah.
so there is a individual NPC who you can go talk to who has stats and stuff, but also you can, social checks are actually can be formatted to work with crowds, so it'll be tough, but you guys can waggle up to just crowds of them and just be like, hey, are you doing a political violence? Stop that.
Don't do that. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I do have one skill that would be very useful for this. So
Coercion?
no. Whatchamacallit? The vigilance.
It's true. You are resistant to being lied to.
Very good vigilance score.
I'm fine giving Darkfeather a day or two to figure stuff out, so I think we...
Well, I, for one, am for the active approach. As far as Porter is concerned, this is a trial from Chrysos. He cannot sit back on it for reasons.
I guess then, should we start with...
We could definitely do active, as much as Ryahn really does not look forward to dealing with the politics of the city.
Should we investigate the palace grounds first before we start talking to political leaders?
Well, as with...
Well,
I want to take charge of the situation, but you guys really do not have breaks on your voice boxes. Because I have ideas of how we want to do this. So I'm gonna ask right now: Are you gonna let me take charge of this, or do you guys want to constantly chip in, and I'll just shut up and let you guys do it?
You can take charge if you want.
Axe, I'm also looking at you.
I don't know what else to add. I said my bit.
My question is a question.
It's a yes or no question.
Go ahead, Nundro. I don't get why it always has to be only you or only us, but I understand.
All right, fine. No, Axe, you're in charge now.
All right, I'm gonna go make some.
And he runs away immediately.
Yeah. Well.
The reason why I say I want to take charge is because I basically want to lead a plan. I'm not against you guys making your suggestions or stuff, but I asked if I can lead on that conversation there. And I was trying to get information, but the moment pissed off, people just talking about redundant shit. I'm just like, okay, I don't know why we're at this here. And when I don't want to cut people off from talking, because who knows, there might be something interesting in there. But if I'm constantly waiting for people to finish what they want to say, whether it's important or not, I'm going to be sitting here for a while before I get my thoughts out. So yes, it is kind of a me or them kind of situation here, because if I'm, leading a charge, I want whatever I say to be relevant. I don't want to be constantly waiting on everybody else.
We are at 3 hours, 10 minutes. It's true.
Because you guys like to talk about everything.
Well, I don't think anybody's got anything too two futs about. So
All right.
if
So
you want to lay out the plan,
All right.
I don't know if Axe is wearing his headset or not, so we might have to.
No,
repeat
I can
some
still
stuff.
hear you. I'm just incapable of noticing what are truly key parts of plans ever. So,
So right now, what we need to do is we need to identify the faction heads, and we need to see if we can find out any movements of people making mysterious fucking movements. Like, I don't know, buy like some information or find an information broker. If people are moving shit around, there's going to be a trail somewhere. So we need to talk to the faction leaders of all three, get an idea of the relationships with the other two, if they're necessarily particularly hostile or passive, and see if have anyone been making any particular waves or motion in said factions.
Yeah, I would probably add on to that, like, just if there have been any, like, because seems like a very recent development. So is anyone very new on the scene?
Yep. If there's any newcomers, any changes of power in the hand, if there's been any scandals, missing persons, crimes, all that stuff. Honestly, I kind of wish we I liked the active approach, but I kind of wish that we had done the Black Feather. If we had a little bit more sway over Black Feather, because he probably knows some things about in the dark. Like, if there's someone who probably wants some information, that'd probably be the guy to go to. Probably.
True, but it's also a situation of when we're doing this kind of politicking or research, we might learn something about.
Well, as usual,
name.
your boy Omega has written it so that it didn't actually matter what order you did these in, and different things do different orders. For instance, I didn't bring it up, but I can say out of character because it won't come up. But the people that Ione is in debt to is the Thieves Guild. She is attached to the trade of smuggling stuff in and out of the Sapphire Isle, which is a thing that is in the background.
And
she owed them some cash. If you guys had fully done Blackfeather's thing before that, you probably could have just been like, hey, can we get a pass on this? We did you a solid. He'll be like, forget about it. But if you fuck up again, if you guys lent more heavily into the quest Project Nocturne or the quest Red Hand, Blue Hand, those will have different implications because, I don't know, if you do end up saving the Duke of Day and Digway from assassination, he's probably going to take it very seriously if you start laying out some accusatory shit on some dudes.
That's what I was.
Yeah, personally, if you bust a demon cult ring, you probably are more credible in social circles.
I was also thinking about.
It depends on how you guys want to.
If we do Red Hand, Blue Hand first, we might be able to learn some information about Costanzo. If I'm saying it right,
you might.
Right.
Yeah,
he's probably part of some faction somewhere.
Yeah, he's got to be. That has to be public knowledge. Like what?
It was mentioned
he's
that
a major.
He's been reclusive for a while, so.
But I at least know about before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, he's actually. What was the name of his old boys club?
It was the
Azure Fraternity.
Azure, that's right. I knew it was something blue.
But I did draw up a keyword there. I said that they were involved in the training of the town guard and the hire of mercenaries.
Yeah, I don't want to.
That's gold faction.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to put any prescription, but I would bet my dollar he's a hawk.
Yeah. See, that's interesting knowledge right there.
Which is
it overlaps enough.
Yes,
yeah.
you would probably think that he would be an owl, but no, politically it sounds like he's a hawk from what Alias just explained to you.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, we're gonna have to load up on some social contact. Porter is a very friendly kind of guy. He doesn't necessarily negotiate. He gets on your good side, butters you up, makes you say things that sound good about yourself, and you just want to tell him things.
I have very good skills at getting people to say things that they don't want to say. I have interrogation skills. I don't necessarily have social skills.
I will also say though, Porter is also pretty good at getting deceived. He kind of takes people at face value. So,
I mean, I believe it is vigilance against deception. So you still have some willpower to go on.
Yes, I do.
But yeah.
I think the social skills I have are vigilance and coercion.
Yeah.
Because coercion is fear checks.
Don't. Go.
No, you can go. Sorry.
I don't think Leona has any actual social tools. And keep checking. I don't think she actually does.
Coercion's a real social tool.
Leona is a ranger hybridized with a I don't think she's gotten into any of her possible social skill trees
I don't
yet.
have any social. There's no social skill stuff in any of my stuff. Well, it's all dealing with direct threats.
Do you have I mean, somewhere in Ranger, you definitely and Rogue technically, but you definitely have access to Vigilance. But do you have access to Vigilance currently?
No. Let's see. Where is it? It will be. It's connected to.
Because that's one of your defensive social.
It's connected to Slayer, which is a prestige thing, which I want to say for after I kill some fucking huge thing.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, that also makes you better at fear checks and probably.
It also gets discipline, so.
Yeah. So yeah, no, Leona's not really good at the social part of this, but if you.
But investigation part.
I can go around
Also-
and try to find things.
I know for a fact, Leona, you have skullduggery.
Yeah.
If you need to
I do.
actually shadow anybody or pick anybody's pockets, definitely none of the rest of you want.
I'm fine I'm good as an accomplice here, not as.
Well, like honestly,
leading.
once we start like maybe getting some leads and stuff, there are probably definitely going to be times where we're going to have you follow someone, sneak in somewhere, those kind of things. But like in these situations of we need to talk to people, I think it's probably gonna be me.
Yeah, probably you doing the talking
Support
and me
from
doing the
Ryahn.
watching them.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't think Ryann's best social skills are negotiation and.
I have negotiation, charm, and leadership, and I
You
have
do some
presence
charm, okay.
3. So
What was your 3?
Yeah.
presence.
Oh, okay.
No, Ryann's not too shabby either.
Okay, I didn't know that. Well, I guess you all have charm as a class skill because you
Yeah.
opened a bar somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not realize that
Oh, I had
Rhea had
forgotten
actually gone
about
into
that.
that. But yeah, okay, so you guys have a couple of charmers.
My social
need to be
skills are all
stern.
passive.
Like
Yeah,
honestly,
for the
it
most
sounds
part.
like right now that it's me and Ryahn as good cop with more bad cop.
Basically, yeah.
And then I'm there just to like notice if anything weird happens.
You're the CSI team.
Yeah,
I'm here to
you
see if
are,
they're like someone like does the whole like the greatest attorney thing of a person hides it behind their back or puts it behind the picture when they're talking.
Yeah, basically, you need to observe.
Yeah. But so
And don't forget about me, Sir Alias Samson. I also have a stat block.
also definitely want to, when we get a chance, talk to Blackfeather. Is that the right name?
Arnold.
Yeah, because I want to see if the Thieves Guild have heard anything about any members of the Red Hand being around town.
well,
It would be a Nocturne thing to
'Cause
know.
I feel
can't say
like
that character.
I don't
well,
know.
not even.
I don't know
not
if
even
we
just-
want to directly ask Arnold. Like I said, like I know that he's a NPC for his quest, but I feel like we should maybe just ask him to find
That's true.
find an information broker.
I mean, I could have. Is there a Church of Uno in the city?
I believe so. I think there's
Because
there's
that is
they're not
technically
necessarily
the church
large,
I'm
but
a
there are probably
member
major
of.
temples of every one of the supported deities.
That is technically my faith, so I could ask there if they've heard anything.
Yeah,
But
you can ask
regardless-
around. You'd have to be a little careful because they might be a little annoyed. They don't like talking
Yeah.
to those guys. They're weird.
They kind of
Yeah.
blacklisted them from their entire records.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's how I probably know about them. It's like,
guy following you, one
these
of them?
people, we don't like to talk about these people. They're bad.
Nah, if we can ask Blackfoot for a solid other guild contact who has the information, we can probably start tracking some movements there.
Yeah.
That absolutely should be a thing that he can do if you go back to him and be like, "Hey, we're coming up on another thing. Well, we're thinking. Do you know a guy who knows things in this town? He can definitely make you basically skip a streetwise check to find a guy who you can ask questions to.
Yeah.
When he knows actually probably not going to sell the information immediately that we've talked.
Well, listen, this is why you add a little bit extra for a
Silence
Confident.
policy.
a confidential.
And also, if there's any thief that we can trust in the city, it's probably one we're doing an immediate job for, because that just doesn't sound like a good business strategy. Is sell
also-
people out before you finish the job.
It's also literally it's in the code. You don't cross your own.
But Yeah, no, I think that's a solid starting plan. We dig up some information and we start some interviews.
Alright.
And we start.
Yeah.
It is 20 after 11. We've been going for a while. Do you want to go ahead and get into some of that setup now, or do we want to call it a day?
How about starting it up a bit
I think
so
we
we have like the
can
flow, so we don't like get stuck at the beginning next time?
Are you? Yeah, because I would rather call it here just because I want to make sure that.
I think it's a good stopping
'Cause-
point, personally.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, because it's
probably.
like I don't like setting stuff up because I'm gonna forget. Even if it's just a week, I'm gonna forget
Mhm.
by
Fair
the time we get there.
Yeah.
That's basically. I don't want to start getting on a roll and then lose that train. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we know for next time you guys are going to start by going to an info merchant, an info broker. Which yes, I have stat blocks that are appropriate for that in my stuff in my backlog. So we can
If
just
the Thieves
click on
Guild
the
didn't have an
NPC.
info broker, I'd be disappointed. And I probably
I
wouldn't
don't
believe
explicitly
them.
have one that is labeled info broker, but I have several NPC stat blocks for men who can do those things.
Yeah.
Okay, Dodge, I have to ask you this. Does it sound weird for you where I feel like I see the Thieves Guild and the Nocturne slightly as a different entity within themselves?
I mean,
Because I feel
That
like
is a
Dallas
way
talked
to
about like they're the same thing. Because I see
phrase
them as a bit different because they're more.
I mean, the
internal
Nocturnes
politics.
are a subset. They're the elite
They're
guys,
just
but they're internal
the
affairs.
bosses.
Yeah.
I also would point out, because we're probably going to wrap up here, I could say I deliberately wrote the Project Nocturne part and the NPCs and the interactions to play with the fact that you guys have not had a good interaction with the Thieves Guild, and in particular, Dallas's character doesn't like them a lot.
Has spent nights beating the
Trying
tar
to
of
punch
Thieves
them.
Guild
So,
members.
like, I want to kind of turn that on their head with some character inclusions.
No, and that's
So,
fair.
But the thing I
and
think
like
you would note in character is their name and the fact that he is carrying a Saint Nocturne medallion.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is not some work for $1, godless heathen kind of in it for himself guy. He is,
And Mortis is definitely
Carrying
going
certain
through
items.
a crisis of not faith, but
Intention?
belief.
Nah.
Like, from my firmly held social stigmas are being challenged.
I guess my weird thing is I don't know where you got your base impressions from outside of
My
like,
background, I literally spent my earlier years being a bodyguard beating up thieves and bandits before I became an adventurer.
And that would when you're it's basically like not quite the same, but it's similar to being employed as like a cop or a bouncer or something.
Basically,
when
yeah.
you work security, you get an impression of the people that you're supposed to stop from doing the bad stuff.
Yeah, I was technically the bodyguard to a... What's the word for daughter of Thane? Daughter of a Thane? Whatever that is.
Yeah. Highlander nobility.
But most of the problems dealt with were thieves and bandits, specifically. So that's where I've always...
You hear that there's a fucking bandit guild. You're like, man, that's weird. That doesn't sound good. And now you're starting to find out, like, these guys.
Oh, these are different than
have
what
rules.
They have
These
they have
people
a system.
don't just want to stab everyone.
In
Ah,
fact, stabbing specifically is discouraged by the Thieves Guild because
yeah.
it's just a real pain in the ass if you kill somebody.
It's like it's basically to continue with the Skyrim metaphor. It's the difference between the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild.
Yes,
Dead man
no.
tell no tale.
The Thieves Guild would really prefer if you weren't seen by anybody at all.
And the Dark
And no one
Brotherhood
was
are
dead at
nut
all.
jobs, especially in Skyrim.
Yes.
I guess the weirdest thing is Leona's perspective was from the Thieves Guild had some people that abused their power, but in generally they kept the self-regulated in her mind.
The other thing is just, obviously this
Different
is a parody
backgrounds.
setting, to point out before I actually kill the recording here. Obviously this is supposed to be like a parody setting. It's supposed to have like darker themes we can get into, but mostly be lighthearted, and you guys don't have to worry about it staying dark because ultimately things will just kind of go back to where they are. The Thieves Guild is basically like a fictional, funny haha version of the Mafia. Like they'll put the horse head in your bed, and you got to talk about it with the accents. You got to watch out for this, but they're gonna be a little bumbling, a little obvious, a little bit of that,
it's not going to be
local
that
Robin Hood stuff.
They got mad.
It's
They
not
got
going to be
smoke
that
bombs.
scene from I think it's like Boardwalk Empire where fucking Al Capone just beats a man to death in a bar.
Yeah, no, we're not. That's
And it's
not
awful,
this
yeah.
kind of tone. And I kind of wrote that into the backstory with, you got to remember that, like I said, I came up with 8 characters, 8 iconic founders of the Adventurers Guild to represent each of the 8 core classes. So there is a legendary rogue that is Saint Nocturne, who was there when it all founded and was probably okay. I mean, she was a fucking kleptomaniac because it's canonical that she stole a little bit of Saint Brava's saintliness, which is why she's a saint, and also stole a little bit of Minim's shadow because, I don't know, Minim didn't need all of it. Canonically, Saint Nocturne is also the only person to have ever broken into and out of both the underworld, or all 3, I should say, the underworld, the heavens, and Inferno. She broke in and out of all of those places.
I don't know if it's funny, but it's kind of a Leona thought. You know, she didn't need all of it. You know, it feels like a Leona thought. It's like she didn't need all of it.
I mean, it's just one of those things. It's like, the reason I played Mortis like this is I specifically based him off of, like, even though I have the whole Death Knight aesthetic, my personality is 100% based off of Paladin.
Yeah. You said that before, yeah.
Yeah.
Any other mechanical stuff or background questions we want to ask before we call it for the night?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I'm good.
I will end the recording.
What's XP?
Good night, everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Take a 20 XP. You dirty 20 XP havers.
Okay, I'm going to take 5 out of my pool then. Okay, I now have...
I do not feel the need to lowball you on EXP anymore. You'll notice that I noticed when you were talking earlier that I did kind of give you a little... While we were still finding our footing, I kind of gave you a little bit of light stuff to start. But from that double phase demon fight, I think that I still got some stuff I can do that can make you guys, quake in your boots a little. So
yeah, because I'm going to buy a grid and up my perception.
Yeah. So we'll talk to you guys next time. Good night.
Good night.
I have become smarter.